You know what, my sister, ne? Me and you, let's do this live, ne? We will have to do our things privately because there's a private setting that we need to do so that we don't look unprepared in front of during Pamgwabantu, especially on the other side. But we will sort that out, ne? But for now, for here, I see you, we good. Okay. Let me just do the intro. Hi, everybody. Welcome to my channel. My name is Perseverance Maremeni, also known as Madam Speaker, also known as the CEO of Self Love. If you're joining for the first time, welcome to the family of healing, self love, and motivation. And if you're returning, thank you so much for the continuous love and support that you are showing me. You are on Losing in Love podcast with Madam Speaker. We are here every Thursday at 7 p.m. But today is a special day because I have a big announcement to make. Before we get into the announcement, we already have one person who's on the live name that's going to talk to us briefly in passing before we get to the heart of why we are here. And then after that one guest, we are going to do our special announcement. I know you guys are gonna love this one. Everybody, okay, not everybody. Those who already know are very much excited, and those who will know, they will also be excited. So yeah. Queen Anzo, I'm gonna start with you before we get to Sagui, before we get to the announcement. Sam.
Okay, my darling. Thank you so much for the opportunity, and I'm not gonna waste time.
No, don't worry. I'm here for you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we're here. I can hear you.
Yeah. Listen, I have this closest friend of mine, and I'm choosing not to mention any person's names.
Yeah, no, it's better that way.
For the sake of security purposes and confidentiality.
Yes.
This lady I've known her for ages. I think more than 20 years ago. And she got married and very young. She married very young, and then her and her husband, they struggled to get kids in the marriage. I think maybe 7 years later, they managed to have kids. And the husband just went wayward with many affairs, disrespecting this beautiful woman, my lady. And then eventually it was like the extramarital affair, one after the other. And then the lady decided to say, I'm moving out. I'm just so exhausted with fighting with other women whilst I'm wearing a wedding band. So now she moved out, and she moved out for quite a while. I think 10 years ago, she moved out of this man's life, and then the happenings happened, and they eventually got divorced. After getting divorced, I'm just trying to cut things short, Now, I think they got divorced around 2013, 2014, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
And then everyone now went their ways. Everyone and the husband.
Okay.
Each and everyone went their way.
Okay.
Yeah. So now, eventually, the husband went wayward. They also made babies with other women. There is this one special one that they made 3 kids with one woman. And then the others were just so extramarital affairs and, the stay in, stay out kind of thing. It was just a miserable life with this husband, the ex-husband of this friend of mine. Now, recently, now in 2024, like I'm talking about a thing that happened a month ago.
Okay.
The ex wants to come back to the lady's life.
Hey.
And he pleaded to say he has repented from his wicked ways, and there is no other woman that can match this friend of mine's life. So what do we do? How do I actually support or try to, actually, I don't know how to put it, to advise this friend of mine to say that listen to your heart or give him another chance, because they also have got 2 kids, though they're a bit grown up. The last one is around the teenagehood age. So now if she decides to take her back, another crisis is that now this man is left with kids. He's got 3 kids under his care. The girlfriend has just dumped the man with the kids. And things are just so dear mega, they're just so mixed up, and now this is the situation. Madam Speaker, I know that you are the CEO of Life. Can we just talk a bit about this?
My sister, you know, besides me being the CEO of Life, do you know who else is the CEO of Leave No Stone Unturned, Do Not Even Sugarcoat? Do you know who that person is?
No.
Her name is Sagui. It's Sagui R. Can you see a Sagui R here on our live?
I see you, Sagui. Hey. Lady alongside, yes.
Okay, guys. Now that we're going to get into the heart of this story, my sister, I hope I hope, sometimes when I want to share my own story, I can say a friend of mine when I'm referring to myself and I don't want to be obvious. I hope if this friend of yours is you, then good, because you are going to hear it from the horse's mouth. And if this friend of yours is not you, please tell her to go and watch the live at the end of the live so that she can go and watch it there by YouTube. Ne? But before we get to that, ne, I want to make an announcement. Big shout out. Please, guys, drum roll. We now have a co-host on Losing in Love podcast. And the reason why we have a co-host is because it has been laid in my spirit that way, that this project or this ministry or whatever that we are doing, it's not for an individual, it's for the people. So usually when we do lives like this, people come in and they share their different opinions and perspectives and whatever based on whatever story that is being shared. The example is what you are sharing with us right now. So there's one person who's been very consistent in her coming in on our lives and sharing her opinions, and she's been helping a lot of people because she's been upfront, you understand? And that is the person that has been laid in my heart that should be a co-host to Losing in Love podcast with Madam Speaker. And that co-host is none other than Sagui. Hi Sagui, welcome.
Thank you so much for this opportunity, and I won't let me down.
Yes, please don't let you down.
Already, Jay, you are influencing me. I'm wearing a shirt in this cold. Hey,
hi, my sister, you must dress up. Okay, okay.
Spirit of encouragement.
Thank you so much, my sister. So going forward, me and Sagui, we are going to be live even on YouTube. For those who are only seeing, people are so excited even on YouTube. Thank you so much, guys. We really appreciate you. For those who are live on YouTube, just know that even in future, in the next lives that we're going to be doing every Thursday, Sagui I'll be co-hosting with her even on YouTube. Ne? So please also jump over to the other side and subscribe to her channel, the Legal Podcast, so that we help each other grow and we become the strong people that we are. But now back to this one. Sagui, please start. My co-host, my soul Penduka to the MacG, please start.
Queen Anzo, how are you once more?
I'm doing good, and you, my love?
I'm okay. Thank you so much for your story. If it's you, it's you. So I'm so glad that Madam Speaker has already said that when it comes to me, the reason why she has to be here is that I call a spade, a circle, a cycle. Unfortunately, the man has seen that your friend, or you, if it's you.
It's fine. Let's just say friend for the sake of...
The friend. I'll finish her off. Okay. Wawona, at your house, there's that mat that you put there written welcome. That man has seen that... They've seen that this is my doormat. I can do whatever. I think it starts small. She has forgiven WhatsApp message, small cheating. Now he can see that this one is the Jesus of my life. She will forgive me until I'm back. And I think
it's open.
She must come to one of the loving yourself.
It's open. You can come in.
Because it looks like she doesn't care much about it, or her self-esteem is low. But for me, she must not take him back because he does not respect him. That's what I see. So Nangarum must advise her that she's his doormat. He doesn't respect her. He will never see her, no matter what she does. And let's again, being a good person, sorry to the in-laws, being a good person will never make anybody love you. My speaker always has these words to say that if you put your love on your sleeve here, put it here like this logo. You are hoping to be seen so that people can appreciate you, so that he does not see her. That's what I see. He's just gonna hurt her and she's gonna be back on this life. That's my take. I hope I was not as harsh as every
no, not like the other days. Today you are actually nice. You are nicer today.
No, it's the first day at work. It's the first day at work. But no, she's a doormat. Please try to tell her, or maybe show her the life as you said. Tell her the way. Not my head.
No, my lady, Sagui, she is a Muzalwani and who believes in forgiveness and restoration.
Thank you, Jesus.
Take it away.
No, we thank Father God, Yande. Shandara. We thank you, Jesus. You are God. Listen, my darling, you're one of them, Zalwani one.
Oh,
Ah,
the live has been paused now.
This thing is apparently saying my phone is full. Yeah, but anyway, am I back? Can you see me?
Yes, my
Okay,
dear.
great. Listen, as Abazalwan, there's a video that I did recently, very recent, where I was saying I was breaking down the seed of love back. I don't know if you saw that video where I broke down the seed of love back. To say love back is usually planted during a breakup, where you break up with somebody, but you will show them, I will show him, you know what, I'm going to be do so well for myself to a point where when he sees me, he will feel sorry, he will fall down on his knees and he will ask for an apology. I'm going to do so well for myself that this man, when he looks at me, he's going to, and he's going to suffer, you understand? So usually, ne, those type of things, these are seeds that you are planting, so that literally your forgiveness, the one that you're talking about, restoration, that God restores and everything, it's not based on the fact that really God wants to restore this thing that he has already saved you from. Because literally for me, I don't believe that there's anybody who wants to get married to get divorced. But if the marriage does not work out and then you really feel like, you know what, this is not healthy, this is not safe for me, when you leave that marriage, it's like when the Israelites left Egypt, you know, they left Egypt and they kept complaining to God all the way. Hey, so you left us there so that we can come and die here. You left us there so that we can come and die here. To a point where they eventually had to reach the promised land, but they never went back. You understand? But what is happening now with this friend of yours, ne? Is that because when she was forgiving during the time when they separated and whatever, she was forgiving and doing as well for herself and whatever, based on the fact that this man, he will suffer one day, he will remember one day, he will remember me one day, and he will come back one day. The thing is, no matter how much you can talk to someone about how they made you feel, they can try to be remorseful because they want you to take them back. So whatever it is that they say to you, yo, I'm sorry for what I put you through, I'll do better, I have repented. All they want is to hear you saying yes. So they will say anything for you to say yes. And the reason why they're coming back, guys, trust and believe, people love themselves out there. Like you guys are doing small. People love themselves so much that they leave you here because they feel like you are not good enough. And trust me, you are not good enough for that person. You are good enough as a person, as an individual, for yourself, for your family members, for those who love you, you are good enough. But for this person who will leave you here and go try and find greener pastures out there, like it or not, you are not good enough. And then when they now have done all this going around looking for what they're looking for and they don't find it, they come back to you. You must tell this Mzalwana, the Bible says, when the spirit has been casted out of a man, what this man, what it does is that this spirit will go around roaming, trying to find another place where it can stay and dwell. And when it doesn't find a place to dwell or stay, it will come back to the same person. And if the door is still open, it's going to enter there. So this one is a demon that has been driven out of you. This is not God restoring you, not in my opinion. You understand? It's a demon that has been driven out of you, and you are still keeping your door wide open for that demon to come back with 7 more spirits. Let me tell you something. Now, he's going to give a pepper too. And I also encourage people to say, okay, I've seen people here saying she must run, Murife run. It's a big no. For me, I can never say no. I can never advise with my own mouth. I can never advise you and say leave your marriage, leave your relationship, don't give him a chance. I will never. I can tell you the reality of what I think about your situation, but I will never advise you anything like that. Ne? So now I have this belief that once you go to other people for an advice, especially for things that when you went through what you went through, you were alone and nobody can relate and nobody can understand. Once you go to other people for an opinion, you don't know your story. You don't know where you stand. And because you don't know your story and you don't know where you stand, you will now want other people to give you an opinion because you are hoping that 1 or 2 people are going to agree with you just so that they can strengthen you for you to go back and do that which you want to do. And also, I always say that if you're not done with someone, like that man was done with her, but now she's not done with this man. That's why the door is still wide open. Mara, trust and believe any opportunity that comes for this man to find greener pastures outside of her, he's, without even thinking twice, he's going to go back. Because all these years that he's been looking for greener pastures outside, it's not because he didn't know better, he was young. No, he just knew. He knew this woman is not good enough for me. and this woman will never be good enough for me. But because there's nothing better, then I'll settle for what is available. And guess what is always about available? Your friend. Your friend is always, so she must not think, please don't involve God in such things. It's not even restoration. It's not even.
Now my question is, what if the ex-husband has actually repented for real, has actually, seen it all, and then God has spoken to him and has shown him his mistakes, and he's willing now to try it for the second, because God is God of the second chance. That's what she told him. It says, God is God of the second chance. He won't leave us, on our own mess. He comes with mercy and restores us.
I love that.
So what if the husband has really repented with that baggage that he's coming back with?
Let me tell you something, ne? I love your question, and it's a beautiful question. It's a very relevant question. And my answer is always the same with this one. Majority of us stay in relationships longer than we should have. And the reason why we stay longer than we should have is because we see potential in people doing great. And also we communicate with them to say, listen, this is what I want, but they won't give you what you want because you don't deserve that according to them. Ne? And then people go out there and they grow and they become better for other people. You understand? You literally have to be okay with the fact that let go of people for them to be better to people who deserve the best version of them. Yes, I can guarantee you there's a possibility this man knows better and has done better and can be better. Mara, not for your friend, because your friend, you see me, you see how much I'm glowing after my divorce, ne? My ex-husband wants me back. Now, that one is not a secret. And trust me, he doesn't want me back because now he's going to value me and honor me and respect me and give me this thing. He wants me back because I was a faituku. Do you know what's a faituku? Faituku, like the one you wipe the stove, with, ne? I was a dirty faituku. Now when he sees me, I'm a clean faituku, but I'm still a faituku. I still belong in the kitchen. So no matter how much this man can grow and do better for himself, unfortunately, the point of view that he sees this woman, he can never see her as anything else more than what he's already seen her as. Even if he has improved, it can be a clean faituku that has been washed and dishwashing cloth. People who know English, dishwashing cloth. It can be a dishwashing cloth, but it's still a dishwashing cloth at the end of the day. Whether it was washed by Comfort and what, it's still a dishwashing cloth. So now the issue is that if this man has repented and has grown up and has done this and has done that, yes, there will be other people who will benefit from that version of him. In fact, he could have been a better man to other women out there besides her. But because to her, he will always view her as this person because of what he has already tolerated. That will never change. Like, you can't tell me now I'm driving this is a watch. This is an Apple Watch 8 series, and then I leave it here because I don't want it anymore, and then somebody takes it and takes care of it. Then the next thing when I come back, I must value this watch and see it as something that is not. It will always be a watch. Yes, to you it's something very, very precious, but to me it's a watch because when I left it and wanted greener pastures, I left a watch, and when I come back with my improved self, I'm still coming back to a watch. So this man might have grown up and seen it all and everything, but he has done that for himself, not for this woman, according to my view. You understand? Because how he views her will not change. Meaning that if he sees her as somebody who is capable of accepting certain things, he is always aware that this woman is capable of accepting certain things. Meaning that even if he tries to be better. I remember once I had a conversation with a guy who said to me, once a woman gives me money, even if that woman, even if I have money of my own, I would rather spend it with somebody else besides this woman. Not because I hate her so much, but because I see her as somebody who has been providing for me. So it does not make sense that money must now flow from my side to her. So what I view her as is a sugar mama, meaning that if money does not flow anymore, I would rather leave her than provide for her, even if I have the money. So with God being a God of restoration, I think the first thing that we make a big mistake as people is we want an audience. Yeah, good. We want an audience to perform to prove a point, to argue, and then we win. We are the last person standing. Then we can go ahead and make that mistake. You understand? Because right now, when you know what is deep down in your heart, you know this man, only you know how you felt and what this man did to you. Ne? Now, because you know what this man did to you and what he's capable of, only you know, only your heart knows what you've been through. After that, you come, and then because obviously you're a Bible-believing child of God who's been praying about this, but now because you are failing to get answers between you and God, we need a third opinion. Now the third opinion gives a door for us to do what? To argue it out. We are arguing it out now. So when we argue it out to a point where at the end of the day, the scriptures that you are going to quote, they're going to favor you. And then when they favor you, it makes sense to you. You just want one or two audience, one or two people who are going to agree with you, see things in your way, then you go ahead and you do it. That's why I always say, Uri, if you're not done with someone, I think that's what I was saying before you were saying, Uri, this is what the scripture says. If you're not done with someone, don't allow a Madam Speaker make you break up with somebody that you still love. And if you still want to go back to someone, don't allow a Madam Speaker to tell you that based on her experience, you should not go back. If your heart is not done, it's pointless. You know, you quote all the scriptures, the restoration is there, this is there, but don't allow, the only two reasons why you should go back, you don't go back because of all the scriptures, because all the scriptures were there, even the time when he was showing you flames. All the scriptures were there when this man was leaving you and going out there and doing his thing. They were there. They never moved. But now, there are certain things that they didn't even need restoration to begin with. You understand what I mean? Why did you have to go out there, find other people, make other babies, just so that this scripture can become relevant in this season of my life? After I almost died of depression, then you must make this scripture come to life. So, I always say that it's either because you're not done, you go ahead and you do your thing, so that when he shows you flames again, maybe for the third time or the fourth time or whatever, even if then you are not done, you still go back. Go back until you are done. Don't let anybody inspire you not to go back in a relationship where your heart is not yet done. You have to be done, you know. And
so she must go, Madam Speaker, she must go for paper 2.
No, she must go.
The heart is
yes,
rated,
she must go back for paper 2, go back for paper 3 again, because some of these things, information will be here. We will be telling you, and now we'll tell you what I think this man sees you at. I will tell you my opinion. But at the end of the day, my opinion doesn't count. My opinion doesn't matter. What matters is in your heart. You take my opinion with you, you put it in your pocket, you go in there with your eyes wide open. They show you flames, they don't show you flames. My opinion is in your pocket. You understand what I mean? It's better you have all this information presented to you. You make a decision based on what is presented to you. You understand? Yeah, somebody's saying here we are just advising, not dictating. Yes, now I would say what I see him viewing you as is a scrub lap, is a dishwasher, cloth. But because of the scriptures which favor you, which are saying this man can change, if your heart wants to follow the scriptures, follow the scriptures. When you come back, we will still be telling you, oh, scrub lap, you are back. Let's wash you, dry you. If you still want the same person to take you as a scrub lap, our way. You know, because the same person, the same you, like I was saying, Uri, the same you, someone can see you as a scrub lap because that's how much they've been disrespecting you all their life, and they can't see you and value as anything else. The next person can see you as a chandelier. They see you as this beautiful thing that they've been valuing you, like your kids, for example. No matter what you do, no matter, even if you wake up hospitalized, I don't know how many times, your kids will always see you as a superhero. So what you are in their eyes will never change until they are older and they see for themselves. So same thing applies to people around you. When somebody sees you as their refuge or their place where they go to for help all the time, that will never change. No matter how many times you fall, you are down and out, they always know in this person, this is what I find. So that person, you will always be that which they saw in you the first time, and they saw you fitting to be treated the way you were treated. They will always see you as that. That's just me. That's why I don't play that love back nonsense. She must do what? Somebody was saying something here.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'm going out of the conversation. I think it's been exhausted.
Nah. Yeah, because we've been here for...
This person was saying she must put the Bible down and go watch Shara 7. What does it say?
Shara 7 is the sprinkle lady. We have Pearl, Mrs. P.
Yes.
Is Pal Mrs. P here for the same topic or for something else? I agree with you, madam, with my personal experience. Yeah, anyway, we always share based on our personal experiences, eh? Excuse me. Mrs. Pal Mrs. P.
Hi. I don't know. My network is so bad. I'm not sure if you can hear me.
We can hear you, darling.
Can you hear me? My network is so poor.
Yes, we can hear you. Me, I can hear you. What did I order?
Oh.
Guys, I can hear you. Not
Yes, Panadil. How are you? Queen that shit.
Hello. Guys, you know there's another thing that I saw, ne?
I mentioned.
Hey, Mrs. Pell. Okay, we have a problem with Mrs. Pell. Her network is really, really bad.
Okay, I was just shocked at the repentant part. But let me come
Yo.
back. Let me fix my network.
Okay, sharp darling, you'll find us here. Okay, Mrs. Pell says she wanted to talk about the repentance, so she's gonna fix a network and come back. Ne? Somebody said in the comment section of the video that I did about love bags and the seed of love bag being planted during a breakup. She said sometimes love bags are not bad because Yena and her husband, they were separated, they broke up, and after some time they came back together and they continued. Guys, some breakups, ne, they are small, they are minor breakups. You understand? There's a breakup where we are starting off a relationship, ne, darling, ne?
Yes.
We are starting off a relationship. The relationship is not working out. We are in different seasons of our lives. I'm just way too busy with my things. Lou and you are too busy with your things. Then we break up. Then we come back together. My sister, you can't send me to a psychiatric ward, and then me, I must get back together with you. Guys, some breakups are mild, they're minor, and then there are those real breakups.
Some where people say no, we sat down, we discussed out. That one you can discuss back again.
You can-
but the one where you will come to TikTok and do a 10-part story for us.
Oh,
Come
yeah.
on.
My sister. But Mamudimu, guys, do you know that I almost died? I nearly died type of breakup. Mus, when you don't love your life, God should not give you a second chance. You don't deserve to live. If you have a near-death experience, and then you want to come back here and tell us, second chances, we are back together. Is that not Egypt that God saved you from? So God saved you from Egypt for you to just go back to Egypt again. Like the breakups are different, guys. There are different types of breakups.
They're not the same.
They're
really
not.
not the same. They're not the same. There are people who are left, they will leave you. You know, I don't think there's anything as painful as you are being dumped pregnant.
Oh.
See that one?
Mm-hmm.
And then on that, there are people who will dump you, leave you pregnant, but still take care of you, still send you money for cravings, still. It's not the same. That one where you call, they even blocked your call. Hey, the madam answers the call to say yay. And then, what must we do?
Sagwi, what about the one where they break up with you, ne? And then you are pregnant. The baby is born.
Yes.
They come back after the baby is 4 years old. And they're not coming back for them. Because I understand, Uri. If you break up with me while I'm pregnant, ne? You don't want me, it's fine. And I know you can always come back and want your baby. And according to the law, I don't have a leg to stand on. Right? Mara, you even want me. And me, I must take you back. I must give you a second chance.
Which one? Which chance?
So,
Which
Cindy,
chance?
Cindy,
Which chance
Cindy
must you
so
be given?
is saying-
and then they use the Bible.
Cindy so is saying I'm also a survivor of a near-death experience. I almost messed it up. Where's the comment? Near-death experience, and hell will freeze over before I can even be friends with that emotionally detached monster. Guys, you understand what I mean?
Exactly.
Because there's no way you almost died because of someone. You must laugh with them, and then you must Guys, that's why Mina guys, I always say that I take offense at people who either accuse me of getting back together with my ex, or people who ask me to get back together with my ex. Even people who are close to me, I say that they betray me when they know what I've been through, and the fact that I almost went and gone, and then now they're saying, no, you must give him a chance. For the what? To
After
finish me
you-
off.
After you did a 100, how many
And-
likes you got? Over 70. You did a 50 part about that divorce, and tomorrow we wake up, you are getting married again. We will
But
block you, my sister.
no. That here's the thing. When I say Queen, it's just that already, because I've already done that episode with Ndibu. The thing with me is I'm not worried about people. Like, I love you people, ne? People of the Instagram, people of the TikTok, people of the YouTube. I love you, all of you, ne? But your opinions don't matter in my life. I'm not saying that I'm not getting back together with my ex because I'm scared of you. No. That one, we need to get it right from the get-go. Even if I did 17 parts, even if I did 100 parts, I'm not getting back together with this guy, not because I am scared of you or how people are going to react or what. No. It's me.
Okay.
It's all about me. You understand what I mean?
That one almost killed you. You can't go back there.
But
that one,
yes, but
you even lost weight.
my sister, hey, my sister, I was gone. I was a gone girl. Mrs. Pearl.
Yes, I'm back.
Hi.
Good afternoon, everyone. Afternoon.
Hi, how are you, darling? Mrs. Pearl.
I'm okay. Am I audible?
Yes, you are, darling. You're audible.
This network show.
We can hear you.
She's having real network issues.
So Ntoso is saying, Madam, I was admitted 4 years followed by depression, second chance, never. Not even if he goes on his knees. Guys, like, Yazin, Mujolo sometimes is a chronic, it can cause you chronic, proper chronic.
diseases. Yeah. You can get sick, have at the age of 30, have high blood pressure, there are people who have to drink anxiety pills, there are people who
Even like high blood pressure is nothing. Sakwi, wait, let me tell you something, my darling. There's somebody who reached out to me today. Next week, our live next week, we're gonna be starting with her, this lady. She wants to share an awareness of the chronic illnesses that come with staying too long in a marriage.
that
She
will be
stayed.
very, very informative.
Yo. She's like, I want to share this information so that ladies, when they see signs, they must know. She's like, I almost died in that. Like, that marriage almost became deadly. She's like, I was drinking 16 tablets, literally to a point where the doctor was like, you need to divorce. Imagine about a prescription, yeah, how when after all the pills
You
they gave you, or
divorce.
the antidepressants and the what, but you need to divorce.
That's the only thing you need.
Because you are going to lose your job, you're going to lose your life. Because mentally it has finished you. So I was speaking to her this afternoon. She said she's gonna join the live, next week's live. We must do this. We're gonna dedicate it to her. If other people have to join in afterwards, hear her story and share their own experiences, they will do that. Mara, that's how deadly it can be. And I remember the only thing which is deadly about this type of relationships is the fact that people can't relate. They don't know what you're going through, but they will be advising you. And this lady says, they used to say to her, no, when I go back home. I lost identity.
Hello, lost identity.
Hi.
How are you, darling?
I'm sorry, my daughter is here with me, so if you hear something sometimes, just know it's her.
Oh, no problem.
It's okay.
Yeah. I just want to comment on the one for next week, ne?
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to join too because there are also some doctors, psychiatrists, psychologists that will advise you against divorce.
Okay.
Until it gets to a point where it kills you. They even prescribe you medication. Like to a point where you feel like, okay, I'm just a customer. If they give me a solution, it means they will not have a customer anymore. So it goes both ways. You can seek help, but just also be careful of how you process the help that you get, because sometimes they'll give you advice that does not help you, but it serves them.
You know what, ne? Let me tell you something. This one I always laugh at a friend of mine. There's a friend of mine who got divorced, ne? So before she got divorced, she was in a relationship with this man. This man has got like 100 baby mamas. Like this man was making babies like babies are going out of fashion with a lot of women, ne? And they were going to church together. So every time she goes to Mam Fundisi, this man is making babies. Mam Fundisi, this man is making babies. Mam Fundisi will tell her, Sale Dolweni, girl, on your knees, girl. Please pray for your mans. Pray for your mans. You can't allow the devil or these women to win. She prayed for her man, prayed for her man. Mam Fundisi was faced with a predicament. Only one. Mfundisi only made one mistake. Mam Fundisi left. She didn't even want advice from anyone. Imagine when you are still holding on to a marriage where your husband has 11 children. Because Mam Fundisi said it's against the will of God and what, see, I see it, my daughter, the devil wants. Immediately when her husband went crazy, she left. Now the lady, the one who now eventually got divorced, she's angry at Mfundisi, angry at Mam Fundisi, angry at the ex-husband. She feels betrayed because why? Mam Fundisi is not gonna apologize. Why must she apologize? Mina, when a mama, stay. Because remember, when you are coming to Mam Fundisi for advice, it means you still have it in you. You can still hold on. Mara yena Mam Fundisi and herself. It's that thing already. If it was me, I was never ashamed. It can never be until it is you. Then you understand the dealing of the situation. It's different. It's not the same anymore. So I do agree with you when I lost identity, because sometimes people advise you based on what they're benefiting from advising you. Because even with me, Mfundisi and everybody around us, they wanted us to stay married. And if you can look at the whole idea of why do these people want us to stay married, it's not for my benefit. It's so that the church can continue looking good. You understand? People don't have your interest at heart. Your children will suffer. You will die. Your children will suffer because they want to look good. They don't even care about all the other things. You will die. And then the minute you die, they're not even going to take care of your children. They won't even remember you. They won't. Mara, when you die trying to make people look good, Shamandiz, give me 0.
You cannot be advised by people. You cannot take advice. Okay, let me put it like this. People will advise you, but you know your situation. You take what will work for you. Because obviously, how could Mam Fundisi say deacon and deaconess must divorce? There's no way. They can never advise you that, Madam Speaker. They didn't do that. Remember, you were a prayer warrior. You were singing like an angel. Imagine losing that just because they advise you wrongly according to them. People advise you according to what they think is good for you, but they are not in your shoes.
The minute Mam Fundisi saw flames, she was like, shoop, and I'm not even going to say goodbye.
She practice self-love, that one.
You know why? Because Mam Fundisi understands when you go to people will advise you to stay. So she's not even uneasy. She's not even entering that WhatsApp group. She just said, Zanbon.
She didn't even wait for that Thursday women meeting to say.
She's been hearing too many problems. Too many problems. She's like, no.
Hello.
So hello.
Hi.
Hi, everyone. No, finally, my network is okay.
Okay, great.
Madam Speaker, I wish to come to your show.
Okay, you wanna
so that you can
the live podcast.
Yes.
Oh, we can make it happen.
Interview me.
Okay.
And maybe the podcast might help a lot of women.
Okay.
Because, Madam Speaker, see, I'm married 9 years now.
Okay.
I'm very happy. And there's one thing that I've learned from men.
Mm-hmm.
One thing only.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm a daughter, I sell fish.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a daughter, I sell fish. And I picked that up. I said, no wonder men are so happy. Men are happy. Men will always choose themselves. They will always choose their happiness. All the time, 24/7. the clock, they choose themselves. So I learned that from men, and I learned to be selfish. And when I got married, I told my husband, since we are in this union, because we sat down and we agreed on a lot of things, and we said, okay, fine. That man did not marry me for love.
Okay.
I also did not marry him for love.
I love you.
It wasn't
I love
love.
you, please. I love you. Already before you even finish, I love you. You can proceed.
Thank you. We did not get married for love. We did not get into a relationship. I mean, before you get married, you get into a relationship again. So our relationship was not all lovey-dovey relationship. No.
Okay.
He had his standards, and he asked me questions, and he interviewed me, and he checked what he has interviewed me, is it real now? I also did the same thing.
Okay.
We sat down, planned the babies, planned the future before we even said, I love you. And I love you. Love was the last thing. We got married for purpose, not for love. So if you want to get married for love, good luck, Uzosha. And you'll be coming back as a returning soldier.
Yes, born yithi labo, darling. It's me. I am the one. Don't look any further.
Yes. So people should stop getting into a relationship because I need someone who's gonna love me. I need someone there's no one who's gonna love you more than you.
True.
You are your best love.
And we get married drunk in love.
Yeah. You will come back on fire. You know when your hair like
I forgot the name.
Like that Popeye, teacher, what is it?
I forgot the name of the Popeye, but I know it.
Goku.
Yeah.
Thank you, my kids. You come back like Goku, your hair on fire, because you know what, you married for love. You know, a lot of people, when I listen to them, who have married for love, and they come to me for advice. Yeah, I am like, love. Because I don't know why women are scared of man. Let me ask this on a big platform, on your platform, Madam Speaker. Ladies, answer me on the comment section. Why it's like money did something. What did money do to you?
Because the Bible says the love of money is the root of all evil. Yayibona ke sana. Is the reason we don't like money.
Misled them, shame.
Yeah?
This thing of marrying for love, and then you marry for love, there's no money, there's nothing. Love does not pay the bills, ladies.
Tell us our news. Tell us our news, Z.
My husband is right here, and he said,
No, I mean, I heard him the first time when you joined the live and you were struggling. I heard there was a bass in the background.
Yes, he is right here. I'm sitting with him in his office. I did not get married for love, and I don't know why women are scared of money. That man must work. You know what my husband told me the other day? He made an example with animals, and we were listening to another live, and he says to me, the animal kingdom, my wife, they choose the strongest. They don't choose the weakest. They don't mate with the weak male. They mate with the strong one. And then he makes an example about the lions. He says the lions will fight in front of a lioness, and the lioness will choose the one who wins, because the lioness does not want to have offsprings who are weak. She wants the strong ones. So that means the winning lion will give her the strong offsprings. Therefore, she will choose the strong one, and the weak one goes out. In our case, then what do we do? Because adults, they deserve love. Well, my husband gave me a simple answer with a straight face. He said, Abanga shady love. They should sort themselves out first. Abanga shady. And I'm like, you know how much men will hate you. That's the thing. Men have become weak today. They are more emotional than women. They will tell you they deserve this and that and that. If you
want to be a man in someone's life and you want to call yourself a leader, you must work on yourself. Unfortunately, a lot of men, they have not worked on themselves. And this is what I said. I fully agreed with my husband. I said, you know what? I'm so glad this is coming out from a man's mouth. And I said, you know what? A lot of women, they are not in a relationship. I said, there's a lot of women are not in relationship today. They are in a psychology session 24/7.
Preach it.
Because
Preach. My
you don't know what you're going to say to him. It's going to hurt him. This man is sensitive. He's oversensitive more than you, the woman. Shame. Don't marry for love, ladies. 1, 2, don't be scared of money.
Let
Please,
me
love
just
money.
follow Pen. Because
Okay.
you have finished. You have Bona. Like there's nothing. Just come to the podcast. That's it.
Yes,
They will hear you clearly there.
To
Because-
Freedom Speakers podcast.
Because we have this thing named Madam Speaker and Pelne of saying that thing of we come from far. We want to prove ourselves, go through poverty, go through hell. There are those people who even say no. But again, I don't want to say it in Siberi. Let me keep to English. Where you say, Pel found me here and left. Doso found me. Who do you think you are? They have been here. It's me. Like, guys, when are we going to be women and just enjoy? And you know when you have a real man, who's a real man? You are so happy, you are provided for, you are loved, you are respected, provided for in all spheres. It's not all about money. But a man, there was a clip that I once saw where they said, where some man was replying some interview and said, what is a man without money doing with love? I think that man must be Pel's friend. I'm telling you, because he understood the assignment.
Yes, easy. Hey, yabazalwane.
You know what I hate the most, Madam Speaker and Sivan, who's listening? You know those men who will tell you about apartheid this, apartheid this, and blame the government for their failures. And I always say, I will never marry such a man. I will never marry a man who complains about the government. Because I mean, let's work. Don't tell me about government. Because you're making an excuse for your failures. And there's this question that men always ask to women and say, okay, what if I lose my job? And my answer is one. I stand on one foot with this answer. I can stand on one foot for the whole year. That there is no such thing as a man is losing a job. There is always a job. If it means you're going to have to you can't tell me what you've lost a job just because you're not getting a salary. There's a lot of ways that you can make money. So if you're telling me you lost a job and now you need your wife to take over whatsoever, that means you're sitting on top of a brain as a man. And in this economy, we do not need men who are going to be sitting on top of their brain. Go do the garden, maybe do the grass and all stuff. Now, me as your wife, I'm going to say, hey, bo. Ever since you started doing the gardening, Baba, yes, like change that into a business. So there's always work. There is always work. So there's no man out there who's gonna tell me, Wuti, government's this, government's this. It's because you just want to sit on top of your brain and you don't want to do anything. Excuses for everything. And then these men, what they piss me off is because now they're looking for women with a good pay slip. That's what they're doing now.
They want submissive
Providers.
Submissive providers. They want to be taken care of. They will come here. They even have TikTok, Jesus. They will come here to explain that they have emotions. They have, I'm not saying they don't have emotions, but men are shifting too much from their roles, to be honest. That's why we are always crying. That's why we are always at psychiatrists. That's why we as women, we are always saying, there was Madam Speaker and there was Komodo, there was Pearl. I'm here to stay. I was with him for 20 years while you are suffering. On top, when we look, it's poverty is romantic in that relationship. You are always understanding, because as Pearl said, if this man wakes up and say, I lost my job because of COVID, and then that's the only thing they're gonna say, how will we continue?
You know when as Miss Pearl is talking, do you see how quiet I've been the whole time?
Yes.
I've been quiet because I've been convicted, because I'm thinking about my own life, I'm very much in love, by the way, right now, where I am very much in love. And I always put a disclaimer that if I get married for the second time, I'm definitely not going to be getting married. There must be something in it for me, not just marriage, not just love. Ne? And the reason why I'm saying I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about my own life and I'm convicted is because I got married for love the first time, but it's not love it's not the end of love that got us to be divorced.
Yeah.
You understand what I mean? It is love that gets you guys together to be married.
Yes.
But it is not the end of love. It's not lack of love that's going to get you guys divorced. Yet, yes, whatever it is that you're going to do to each other, it's going to drift you apart to a point where the love is gone as well. You know, you're going to resent each other. But it is not the lack of love that gets you guys to be divorcing. So meaning that if it is not because of love that you guys are divorcing, then why is it because of love that you guys are marrying?
Yeah, that's true. We need to sit down and look at the reasons why we should get married, hey? Because hey, most of the time, sorry, Pal, to interject when you wanted to speak, most of the time people don't divorce because they're not in love anymore or they don't love each other. They divorce because of, number one, if there was somewhere we could check on divorce rolls, the number one, it's not even cheating, mali, finances. That's the number one that causes divorce. Yeah.
So you understand, Ori, the very issue of finances that we are saying money is not a problem, we are getting married for love. Then that means that we must love money more than love itself, because the finances are the reason we're divorcing, not because of lack of love.
Yes, you are right. Love money. That is why my question was, why nizonda kangaki mali nenzeni mali? Imali nizondisa wedimoni nizondisa amazi.
We want to prove that we are not there for money.
And also remember, men of today, when I Miss Pearl, men of today, they love, they are in that drizzle era so much that they are also not willing to settle with a woman who has nothing. You know what you bring to the table. You know the video that I did where I was saying, women, please stop giving men money. They came for me hard. They're like, okay, so we must be the ones who are always giving money. In fact, Futek wena bitter, leave us alone to leave our women to give us money.
They always call you bitter. I know, I always see them on the comment section calling you bitter. But you know what, ladies, you need to understand one thing. You are the table. Ulitafula mtase elindlaliwe wabeka plate ngaphezulu. Yena ufika. Oh, you are the whole meal. Because you know why I say this. If he was able to build that house by himself, he wouldn't need to come and call you and say, hey, come and help me build this house. Okay? And then when I bring this up, these men, hey, they are so tricky. They will say, you know, no, that's not what building umuzi means, bro. Building umuzi, and then they'll bring isinto pagat in this. Umuzi this. I'm like, no, if it involves money, that means when you are telling me when you failed to build that house on your own, and now you need me to come in and build that house for you, or with you. I am the entire table, babe, in the case. I am the entire table with the tablecloth clean, with all the entire meal when you are just a snack. So don't be asking a woman what she's bringing on the table. She is the table.
Aye, but we are bringing only ikuku. Hey, but malanga. Hey.
And we are bringing an eaten one, Madam Speaker.
Hey, I once saw a TikTok where women saying, what do I bring to the table? I bring a cake which is already eaten.
But time, an entire human being.
I don't care.
If the job
You know, the other unfortunate thing is that we live in a time where men want the best of both worlds. Women still don't get the best of both worlds, you know. The reality is we don't get the best of both worlds. But men want to be sensitive, but they also want to be masculine at the same time. But women have to remain sensitive. Once a woman becomes masculine,
you're a problem. Hey, when they will even call you Madam Speaker. Hey, when I'm Madam Speaker.
They call you
Yes,
So
darling.
I'm so sorry, Pearl, and also I think maybe let's bring it back because I'm hearing Pearl speak, and I'm taking it back to my situation, right? I think the reason why we end up with men that end up asking us what do we bring to the table is because we do not know or we do not understand ourselves. We go looking for men to fill up our cups that are already empty. As much as that question is very insulting and it might be received badly, I also used to be a person that got angry when I was asked what do I bring to the table. But also I sat down and actually asked myself, what do I bring to my own table before I even go to people's table? Is there anything that I'm going to take from my table and put on another person's table? And when I started counting in terms of my characteristics, my qualities, I then realized it's not as much as I thought. As much as that question is it's frustrating, but I think at the end of the day, we end up being in other people's tables because our tables are empty. We end up going looking around people's tables because our tables don't have anything to offer. And when they ask us what are we bringing to their tables, is because really we come to their tables empty-handed. It's only fair that we also then ask men what are they bringing to the table. And the men that says they bring money, for me that is invalid because I also work, I can bring that money.
Sure.
But then what qualities are we speaking about? Do we have traumas that we've dealt with as kids? I realized that I like men like male attention. Every time I'm with a man, I always complain about attention, communication, blah, 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 blah. Because personally within me, I need to be affirmed. When someone asks me, Moroma, what is your love language? I then run and say, my love language is words of affirmations. But I don't affirm myself. I want words of affirmations because it's not in my table. I'm leaving my table, going onto a man's table to look for words of affirmation.
Sure.
As much as I understand, Pen, it's a frustrating question, and we can say, yes, I'm the table, this and that. And I'm not saying you are wrong, but I'm saying sometimes we need to really introspect and understand that sometimes we are going onto people's tables. They ask us, what are we bringing? Because we are not bringing anything. Imagine yourself at Groove. Your table is empty and you go to people's table and you want to drink their alcohol. They rightfully have the right to ask you, what are you bringing to the table? And I don't think as women we should be angry, but it's an opportunity for us to sit and see what vele is there on our table. And if there's nothing to offer, you can't offer, confidence within a partner, you are not there to support or be supported, or you are not in the right space to be in a relationship, you can nicely go back to your table, reflect and say, but this thing of being, a tenant in people's table is not working. How do I make people envy my own table?
We were also
I'm not I'm not disagreeing, Pearl and the ladies that spoke before me. I'm just saying sometimes we are just quick to say, I am the table. You can't go into someone's table and then you say you are the table, whereas you found it there. They are just asking, what are you contributing? And it's basic life things. You can't come to my house and then sit on my table and then I feed you 3 months straight and you are not showing any actions of wanting to improve yourself. If you go to someone's table and they ask you what do you have, or what do you have to offer to be part of their table, you can simply say, I don't have anything to offer at this moment, but this is the potential that I have. Otherwise, we'll go around trying to impress men, and the issue of finance is not what ends the marriages, Madam Speaker. I think the reason why we end up even touching finances is because we are trying so hard to be accepted in people's tables, because our tables where we come from are empty. So when you get to a table and they ask you, what are you bringing? Because you have no stable, solid foundation, you're going to try by all means to impress. And guess what? What will you do as an independent woman? You're going to take money and say, my love, here's the money. Here's the money. I'll do anything to look beautiful, to look like I deserve to be on this table. But deep down, you know you don't deserve. That's why people cry in closed doors, but they reflect in public as happy couples. It's not because you're crying because you are sustaining that household. It's because, once you lose that thing that you're trying to impress them on their table, you will lose gain. You will fall off. If you lose your job and you were sustaining a man because you liked their attention, because they have nothing that you come from, you will definitely be miserable and they will leave you. And Elena, as a man, I'm thinking, like, even as women, if a man comes to you and they try to impress you with money, you will be impressed. Money is definitely going to impress you. So if that money falls off, then you have nothing to stand on. So maybe I think it's a valid question. It's just that maybe we just need to look at it in a different light.
You know what, Murungwane? I absolutely agree with you, like 100%. I agree with you 100%. Ne? But I think the two of you, when I misspell, you are actually speaking the same language and you are not aware. You understand? Because when it comes to the table, your perspective of the table, ne, it's literally self-love and self-awareness. That's what you are defining as the table. You understand? You are talking about working on yourself as an individual so much that when you go to the next person, you are self-sufficient. You understand? So if we are talking of the table in that regard, then everything that you have said, absolutely right, 100%. We need to all work on ourselves so that when we go to other people, we know that we are not a burden, which is why we speak about self-love on a daily basis. But at the same time, what excuse me, what Appel is speaking about now, it's not about you doing the work on yourself. Let's say now, excuse me, yo guys, I apologize, I'm drinking this, ne, guys, don't say I have a dozy. It's not a dozy, it's a appetizer. Okay, thank you. Now you see, when you have already done all the work on yourself and everything, right? When now Miss Pell is the angle here, Miss Pell, it's kind of like, Ogara, you guys are not speaking the same language and you are speaking the same language. Miss Pell is somebody who is already self-aware. Once you already know and you understand that when we talk about purpose, that means you've already established yourself. You are not shooting with anything that you need somebody else's son to come and feel. You understand? You have already done the work. So that means that even if you are going to say, I am the table, not self. This table, I'm aware of what is on the table. I'm aware of the work that I bring. I'm aware that I don't need anybody to come and fill me in, so much that when the person comes into my life, they're not going to be feeling void. I'm not going to be buying their life because their love, because I have childhood issues that I were never dealt with, therefore you must come here. You understand what I mean? So I really feel, I don't know, Ms. Agui, I don't know when how do you see it?
Yeah, no, I hear you, and we are just engaging, right, ladies? I'm also learning. As you guys are speaking, I'm learning a lot of things. But Madam Speaker, we can't get to a point where you say you are fully sufficient, because we are growing beings, right?
Absolutely.
There's always room for improvement and to learn. So that we can never say this glass is very full. It's either it's, quarter full, so that there's that little 30%, 20% that someone can add on to your life. Otherwise, if it's sufficiently full, then you don't need anyone. But what I'm saying is, someone is right to ask, what are you bringing to the table? I'm not saying being sufficient, understanding your worth and whatever, and being the table is wrong, but I'm just saying, understand that you need to have something to offer. And someone is right. Lynn, now when a man comes to me and proposes to me love, I'm going to ask myself, what do I stand to benefit?
Thank you.
And a man is not wrong to ask that question.
Yeah,
It's just that it will offend you if you are not ready to answer that question. So I agree very much, and I'm learning, but I'm just saying, you can never be a full class. There's that 10%, 15% that will need to be filled by other people, because that's how we are created. We are human beings.
Yes.
But someone is not wrong for asking, what are you bringing? Because they are not God. They don't see you. You are loyal, you are honest, you are self-sufficient, you are a hard worker, you are Madam Speak. Example.
You see what you see, Murungwane, what you are saying about bringing to the table and all that, ne? It goes back to what Pearl was saying in the very beginning when she spoke about some people marry for love, and when they marry for love, they will always come back and be returned soldiers like Madam Speaker, and other people marry for purpose. You see that purpose? That one is the table in this instance. I don't know if maybe I'm not active.
Yes, Madam Speaker.
Okay.
I'm not sure if we're right.
Okay, yes, I hear you.
But the person is not wrong to ask, what are you bringing to the table?
Okay.
The frustration will come when you can't define it and you are just saying me being here as a whole is the table.
Okay.
I'm just saying, let's be fair to men. As much as we are angry at men because of their previous actions and whatever that they've done, but there's still a chance to say, we are human beings, we are learning from each other. Yes, I come as a self-sufficient being. There's a 10% you can add on, but let that person know what are they receiving in order to give.
Yes, I
We agree, we
completely
are on the
agree.
same page.
I think putting together what Pearl and Murongwa is saying is that when you get the question to say, what do you bring to the table? Be able to define what it is that you're bringing to the table.
Yes.
So in the way that Pearl is saying it, she's just describing it in a different way to say what is bringing to the table. And Murongwa is also explaining it in a different way to say, this is what I'm bringing to the table. But also another thing in addition to what Murongwa is saying is that as Black people, a majority, I don't know if maybe I could be phrasing it in the wrong way.
Yeah.
We were raised in a way that we do not value a lot of little things that women actually bring to the table, to a point where even if I am bringing, and this is just putting it as bluntly as possible, even if I'm just bringing my womb, literally just my womb, it is something that I'm bringing to the table. There is value in that. And in addition to that, we were also raised in a way where there could be two children, literally twins, in a household, a boy and a girl. The girl would be expected, as she's being raised, to do certain things, to wash the dishes, make sure the house is kept clean and things like that as they are growing up, which would not be expected from a boy child. That also in itself is something that you'll be bringing to the table, because that is training in itself. In the
Hey, my
same
sister,
way,
count me out, though. Hey.
No, I'm not saying that. No, I'm saying in answering the question. I'm not
Yes,
saying
I
that's
get
what we
you.
were made for.
I get you,
That's
sorry.
not what we were made for.
Yeah.
I'm saying in answering the question to say, okay, you know what, I was raised in this way and I have certain skills. In the same way a boy would say, I was raised to hunt. I'm able to hunt. So that's what I'm bringing to the
But
table.
my sister, what you are saying now goes back to what Pearl was saying earlier on about purpose. To say they are marrying for purpose. So meaning when we sit down and we interview each other, which is exactly what Pearl said in the beginning. When we sit down and we're interviewing each other and we're saying, listen, we are not getting married for love. Yes, we may love each other, we may like each other, but we're not getting married for love. We are getting married for purpose. We're going to have children, we're going to have a house, we're going to have this, we're going to build this, and that. For me, in my understanding, that for me says this is a table.
And we're both contributing to this table.
Yes.
Because right now the scales are not balanced. Women are both providing, and they are also being expected to bring more to the household outside of financial provision.
I'm not claiming lost identity, okay? I've been listening for a while now, listening to the opinions. So the issue that Pearl has raised is very important to us. Maybe most of us, we will learn in relationships, actually, the man must provide. He will make a plan, whether he lost his job during COVID or whatever. Guys, I have a question. Maybe Madam Speaker and everybody will answer me as they tell us what they think. If Madam Speaker's husband approaches me and comes for me, he's already seen my worth. I'm already the beautiful one for him. And then he brings me to his table. He takes me from my father's table and brings me to his table. Don't you think that Madam Speaker's, now my boyfriend, this boyfriend of mine or new husband of mine, must bring everything to me with a tray of Carol boys? I must be the helper, not the main thing, because now it's like we are shifting also from that thing that you must marry a visionary, you must marry for a plan, because what I heard from Pearl is that there must be a plan, a coherent plan that also includes a lot of money, because without money, even happiness, my sister, how can you be happy without food?
To answer that, for me, the word that you said, coherence, If you're both in it for love and you have the same goals and the same vision and you're going to the same place, it works. If you're both there for a purpose and you're both fulfilling the purpose, it works. The coherence is the key word. There must just be agreement. If you're both in agreement of where you're going, it works. It starts to shake and not work when now one person is going to the left and the other is going to the right. There's no way it's going to work out.
But Ntata must bring it. I don't want 50-50 now. Ntata must bring everything at least 90%. Carol boys, guys.
Okay, so Sabi, what is that 90%? I'm trying to understand. He's bringing 90. What is it?
No. Remember, we have already dealt with other things of me dealing with my traumas. I'm coming as a happy person to the relationship or to the marriage. When this Baba takes me from my father's table, where I was receiving all the love and all the respect, and he brings me to his table, he must at least bring everything 90%. I agree, Ntata is a provider. I'm a helper. Can we stay? The reason why we are traumatized is that we are now trying to take on roles that are not ours.
No, you know what?
I agree with you.
Can I answer you, Swati?
Yeah.
A guy who's been working for us for 15 years now. He needed a job for his wife. His wife has been asking for a job, and for the past 3 years, I was saying, no, I don't want your wife to come with us. Then I was like, okay, no, fine, your wife can come because now I need her. And then now when it was time for her to come, she doesn't come. She makes excuses. And I'm like, aha. So the wife didn't really need the job. She was fooling you. And then he says, I'm not going to give her money because she refused the job when I finally found the job for her and she was complaining that she needs a job. I said, leave your wife, divorce her. You know why I said that? I said, in this economy, if there's someone who just wants to poop someone else's money on earth, hi, shame. In this economy, there's someone who just wants to come, eat, poop. What happens when that man is no longer there to come and give you that eat, poop? To even flush the toilet, it costs a lot of money. So
that is why
if you
I am a helper.
Helping in what, though?
Listen to what I said. I didn't say that I will not do anything. I am saying, Mina, personally, I'm not coming with 50-50. I will help.
You must have your own vision.
Yeah.
You have your own vision, Swahi. Before you met him, you were doing your own thing. You have your own vision. And then there he is. He's got his own vision. Now he's coming to convince you to say, hey, okay, let's work. Let's do this thing together, right? Now, this thing, it's like a business deal. Let me tell you, this is how my marriage is. It is a business deal, actually. We actually share.
Marriage is a business.
Hey, we agree on this one. It's a good trade that we're doing. He had his own vision. I had my own vision. I said, hey, your vision is similar to mine, right? He's like, yeah, your vision is also similar to mine. I'm like, okay, first. Sorry, I'm gonna have to move away because I'm in his office and he's busy with his business stuff. Let me run.
Yes, girl.
So,
Hey guys, hello guys.
So I say to him, he says to me, okay, now that we have a similar vision, okay, fine. Now let's sit down. Then we start doing the tick. I've already ticked. He had the brains that I needed. Number one. He also ticked. She's got the brain. He also take on his side. Now I take on my side. I say, okay, now I don't want any baby mama drama whatsoever, right? Like, do you have kids? He's like, yeah. How old are the kids? He tells me the age, and I'm like, perfect. Because I don't want someone with young kids. Because I'm looking at the future now. I want someone that I'm going to build a life with together. And now, if there's gonna be small nyana money going out for school fees, going out for that, because I'm also calculating the years. I'm very smart. I'm also calculating the years. I'm calculating how old the kids and how old he has to take out the money for school fees and whatsoever. Okay, fine. Okay, it's not gonna be for long, right? And then I ask him, are you a breadwinner? He says, no, I'm not a breadwinner. Are you sure? He's like, no, I'm not a breadwinner. Okay, I also did my own scrutinization to check if he's not a breadwinner. Because you know what? I don't have any experience of being a breadwinner. And I don't want a breadwinner. Because if you get married to a breadwinner, somehow, somewhere along the line, you end up being a breadwinner yourself. So you must check your checks correctly. From there, I said, because I'm not really deep into religion, right? I didn't want someone who's deep into religion as well, because I know there's going to be a lot of clash there. Now you're going to be asking me next thing, you praying woman every Thursday. I don't want to be there praying every Thursday and bowing to some pastor and all that stuff. So for me, that was a big no. So I did my checks. He did his checks on that side. I was like, okay, great. You know what was the last thing? For me, I wrote down 10 things for myself. It's a list that I wrote. Number 9 was sex, and number 10 was love. Love was the last thing. I was not willing to give any man my heart until he meets all these 8 things. But then, if number 9, which is sex, is not met, I am gonna give you my love. It's the end of that thing. Even if you've met all the other 8 things, that was me. That I'm staying on this list, and I'm not gonna compromise on this list, because there are many other things that I'm going to compromise on outside the list. But these 10 things are very important to me. I said, you know what, guy, I think I really like you, but I want us to do the test. He says, what is the test? I said, I want to test you in bed. He books, we go test each other in bed. I've never came so much before in my entire life. I came so many times, I lost track of count. I was like, now I'm going to give you that.
They won't get him.
My husband knows what he wants. It won't be.
Yes, test driving. I test drived him. And I was like, now I can give you my heart. From then, that's when I started. So now you see now, ladies, what you guys do. I like him. I like his voice. It's like you're not teenagers. You're not a teenager anymore. You're an adult.
Thank you,
You
mommy.
can't go deep into that love as if you are a teenager, and you dive deep as if you are a diver. Yeah? Are you a diver? Going in for love. I love it. And then you're going to compromise your entire self, and you're going to lose yourself in that marriage, in that relationship, because when you are in it for love. You must be in it for purpose. We even, when he met my list, it was not enough. When I met his list, it was not enough. Now we had to sit down and speak about kids. After we've met the 10 things of list, we had to sit down now and speak about the future. Now, how does the future look like? Where are we going? I'm going to tell you, because we spoke about the future, the things that we thought that we're going to achieve in the next 20 years or whatsoever, we were able to achieve them within 5 years. Because you know what? There was purpose in there. We knew exactly the direction that we were driving in. So get into that relationship and you know what you want. And you're both going to work. There is going to be the time, because siyazala sabafans, where you're going to say, I am taking a break. But in as much as you take a break, do something, because there's something that we 70 while you are working with your child. Because you can't just sit down. I fail to just sit down and fold my arms and just do nothing. So this 90%, and you are coming to assist him, it's not about him. Both of you must have a vision, and your vision must align. It must align. Because this thing of 50-50, this thing comes from tradition. I'm going to tell you, this tradition of ours, this culture, it's limazileka cool, because it tells us about the head and the submitter. In this household, we do not have a head and a submitter. If my husband was willing to talk to you right now, he would tell you, we don't have the thing here. We work in harmony together. There's no such thing as this one is submitting and this one is doing this.
This one is the head, this one is the neck, this one is the body.
We don't have the body and the neck and the legs. We both just work together. If it means I have to do something, you see, if it means that he's not around and the cow needs to give birth, I go put my hands inside the cow's punani and pull the baby out.
You are equals.
You are the man. If it has cooking time and he needs to cook and prepare food for the kids, he cooks for the food.
Madam Speaker,
so we don't have the kitchen that if the kids need to be bathed, he bathes the kids. I do the same thing as well. So we don't have the thing. So this thing of culture, dump it.
Can I come now? Okay.
Oh, okay. Let me just go off.
Okay. Who's going? Is it me?
It's you, Mutondi.
Oh, yes.
Sorry guys, yes, Mr. Perfect has been trying to speak for the longest time. Mutondi, I love you, my darling. Can we, because he's been trying to say, sorry, hey, here you must jump, my brother. You must come in hard, otherwise you won't speak. This woman talk, hey?
No, yeah, I can tell that women are still busy. Maybe I'll be given a chance.
Yeah, no, they won't finish. When I just jump in there, say your part, Mutondi, you'll come after, ne?
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay, now the question still stands. What is it that a woman brings to the table in a marriage? And the answer is nothing. Women bring nothing at all. Why? I need to give reasons. Let's start. Okay, biologically, put your finances away. Let's put your money aside. I put my money aside. We focus on us in a marriage, irrespective of who have how much. Now, I'm expected to bring, number one, security in any form. Number two, I'm expected to bring provision. Number three, I'm expected to, okay, I provide, I protect, I put a roof over your head. You understand? Those are things that are expected from me, irrespective of whether you have your finances or you do not. Because whatever your finances can do in my marriage, my finances can still do on the absence of your finances. Therefore, it cancels your finances. Now, let's say you bring 6 figures, I earn 10,000 a month, you bring 6 figures. I can be able to afford a maid. Let's say we pay a maid, the house chaos, you are out, okay? And then because she will clean, she will cook, she will do everything. And then I can go outside maybe to buy sexual intercourse, in that is then like prostitution and stuff, because it's out there and it's illegal. Okay, and then therefore I don't count sex, I don't count your hands in the house. You become useless to me. We just meet in bed. There is nothing more that you bring in. Then you may claim that, okay, I give birth to children. Now, I bring life biologically. A man bring life. My spermatozoa is alive.
Hi, my brother.
I just put it inside of you.
My brother, excuse you.
I just.
Continue. Let my brother continue. Continue, my brother. It's your podcast now. You can continue.
No. He's out of order.
Let him finish. It's fine. Let him finish, my dear.
You guys, I don't have to continue. I don't want to offend you.
No. It's fine. You've already. It's too late.
Okay.
Can I say something before you continue, Mr. Perfect?
Financing doesn't make
Mr.
sense.
Perfect, you didn't exclude finances in everything that you said. You said provision, security, all those things are supported by money. Security and a roof is money. Get bonding or get renting, it's money. So you can't put it aside. And you can't say a woman is not necessarily bringing anything. Point of order, Chief.
Okay, you know why I said a woman is not bringing? Because actually the question is, now you can ask a man as to say, what is it you as a man, what do you have to lose? Actually, the question is, what is it that you have to lose? A man loses everything in a marriage. A woman loses nothing. If we build. No, let me explain. If we build and then we do everything in a marriage, there are assets, there are cars, there are everything. In case of divorces, almost 90% of men lose everything. You are expected to get out of the house with a woman there with children, and you go outside.
Mr. Perfect, how old are you? If you don't mind me asking.
Age?
Yes, how old are you, if you don't mind me asking? Yes.
I'm 35.
But Nettie saying let him finish.
Okay.
But let him finish, guys.
And I'm married.
Let Mr. Perfect finish, guys. Let the man speak.
Okay, before he continues, my
Yes.
speaker, last question.
when last did you look at the divorce statistics? Because what you just said is not true. You're saying men lose everything. Women lose everything. And the most popular case is of this one lady that we are joining her live here. Women lose in marriages, and she's a practical example, but she's not the only one. Just revisit the statistics. The last time you looked at them,
Yes. No,
it was based on
yeah.
assumptions.
Can I maybe?
Yes, I understand, but remember,
Mr.
okay,
Perfect.
but remember
Guys,
we
please,
have
I'm asking, and I'm a statistic, like I'm a working statistics, but I'm asking, please allow Mr. Perfect to finish. Let this man speak, guys. I promise you, the way this man thinks is majority. This is how men are thinking. We let this man finish speaking. I'm asking you in the name of the Lord. Hallelujah.
Okay, Madam Speaker, but wow, the
Okay,
bar is
now.
too low. Thank you.
Okay, but I'm not saying women that we don't have women who lose. I'm just saying in terms of a percentage, the rate is too high for men. We have drop in an ocean. We have situation whereby we have women who experience such things. But in terms of numbers, they do not outnumber us as men in terms of losing when we come to divorces.
Okay,
Because,
my brother, before you defend what has been said, ne, I would love for you to continue with your views and opinions. Finish, then we will come back to what these ladies are challenging you, because I'm seeing a comment even on YouTube where someone is saying it's not fair that these ladies were able to speak and finish, but when you speak, they interrupt you. Guys, I know you're emotional beings, ne, apparently, ne, but please allow Mr. Perfect to speak and finish, and forget about what has been questioned and what is being challenged. When I speak your mind, my brother.
Okay, thank you. Then we go back to sexual part, sex. Sex is a mutual relationship whereby both organisms benefit. It's not about men benefiting sex from a woman. It goes both ways. On the process, a woman is also benefiting sexual pleasure from a man, and then going to baby, you may claim that okay, I give birth to children, I enjoy labor pains. Okay, now a man biologically bring life. As spermatozoa is alive, an egg is not alive. An egg will be alive after I put my living spermatozoa inside you, so you carry my baby. My sperm I contain X and Y, both X and Y chromosomes, which means I dictate the gender of the baby, and then when you only contain XX chromosome. So now I brought life in a seed into you, it grows inside of you, you give birth to it, and then it becomes me, and then it even takes my name. Yes, you'll enjoy labor pain. Labor pains are just part of the process, of which is biologically, it's something that God created. It's not only women, and other animals enjoy such pains. We have cows, we have donkeys, we are one of the animals. So we are not exceptional when it comes to biological part of it. As I say, I don't see anything that a woman bring to the table, because now we're going to finances. When we get to finances, even if a woman it does earn, but I'm still expected to pop more than a woman does, because I am the one who is leading. I'm a leader. I'm a provider by nature. Yes, you have your money. You can do that. I'm a leader. I'm a provider. I'm a protector. I become everything to you. So what is it that I benefit from having you in my life, as part of my life? And then I will check what is it that I'm benefiting from this woman. I can't talk about sex, okay? House chaos. No, I can hire a maid. And then what is it that I benefit? Then I check nothing. There's nothing, absolutely nothing. I'm the one who have to work hard. Let's say we go broke, all of us, we got our finances, we go broke, back to zero. I am expected to put something in the table. An intruder come to the house, I'm expected to wake up and protect you and the children. The roof fly away, I have to make sure that we have a roof. No, I don't expect anything from you. As I say, I don't see much that you're bringing, because I can replace everything that you think you bring. I can survive alone, but you can't survive alone. We can. Women need men. We don't really need women. Women are the one who need us, but the society make us think otherwise. We think that we really need women. I need to find a woman. And in terms of mathematically, you are more than us. If every woman need to have a husband, therefore one man need to share maybe 4 wives at the same time. You need to be polygamous to solve the universal problem that we have. Because in terms of numbers, you are way higher. So I can replace you in a second. I can get double you. That's why it's not Tembu. We have people who have 100 let me not exaggerate. Let me say maybe 10. We have men who have 10 wives, but you don't find that in a woman. You can claim that, okay, I can also have 2 husbands. But now, here is the catch. If I, as a man, decide that I want 10 children this year, I can have 10 children. Can you? No, you can't. You'll only have 1 or twins or 2, understand? You can't do that. But biologically, I'm favored. So in terms of biology, I bring everything to the table. Historically, I bring everything to the table. Historically, I bring everything to the table. In any subject that you can think of, I bring everything. You bring absolutely nothing. And if we happen to divorce, you'll take almost more than half of what I worked for. And then I'll have to take my jacket and get out of the house.
This is why it's important to do the things as you ladies. Remember the interview I said you must do before you get into the relationship. This is why you must do
Perfect. I think Perfect was dating or is dating women that are doing way below what he does. That's the superior complex. Perfect. No, a lot of women married. Yes, that's why I'm saying even the person that's married is probably a dependent. It's not speaking to that thing of us feeding into each other. He's the one that is pouring, and it's not right, that thing, because it's affecting how he engages on a daily basis. This is
Guys, I just want to put a disclaimer, ne? Mr. Perfect.
no, this
Mr. Perfect. Disclaimer, guys. Mr. Perfect, ne? Things like this every day. That's the disclaimer I want to put. So when you're advising him, bear that in mind. This is how he thinks every day.
I think we need to Mr. Perfect.
Guys, can I come in? Can I also come in? Ladies, traumatized by this.
guys, women do a lot. But I think
Guys, before you get traumatized, relax, Divorce papers are on its way, and he won't see them coming. She's gonna file for divorce papers.
No, I don't think he's married.
No, he's not.
I don't think he's married. I think he's just
Guys, wait, guys.
Yes, Mutondi, my darling. I am so glad Mr. Perfect spoke before you. Mutondi?
Now, guys, I will be very happy. Guys, I will be very happy. I will be very happy if someone can challenge my thoughts with reasons, but not emotions. Like, oh, Perfect, I think your wife is in trouble now. Perfect, you're not a good husband. Those are not reasons. Challenge me with valid reasons that will be against my reasoning. Well, understand? But if you just attack me personally without reasons, then to me, your reasons does not have weight. You need to give me reasons, not to respond emotionally because of how you feel. It's not about how you feel. It's about the truth or the fact. Prove me wrong.
I agree with you, Mr. Perfect. We must not attack you with emotions. I agree with you, sir.
Yeah.
no. We're going to try our level best.
Sorry, ladies, before you engage Mr. Perfect, Mr. Perfect is my follower, right? This is why he came in. He saw me. We engage on this topic usually. So this is really how he thinks every day. And I just want you, as you're going to be asking him questions, he's a very calm person and he's going to answer you exactly what he thinks. So whatever that he's going to be saying, it's what he really believes in.
Every day, ne? Every day.
Every day. For me, it's not even a question. It's just it's my opinion. I'm not gonna ask him any question because from whatever that he has mentioned, for me it didn't really make sense. He started saying, let's put finance aside. Yes, saying provision. Which is money. Then he comes and says, I put sperm in your body.
Yeah, we are the one who carries the baby, and we are the one who are at risk. Yet he says, if the baby comes out, he looks like me. Yeah, I mean, like, for me, it's a guy who doesn't even understand what he's saying. And he's saying, if the roof goes off, I'm the one who's supposed to put it back. I mean, like, come on. We are in professions, in constructions, where I can also do the roof.
But we can also get a maintenance guy to do the roof, Mr. Perfect. The same way we are getting a nanny, we can get a gardener, we can get a...
I pay those people.
You worried about the roof. He said, with cows and donkeys give birth to. Don't forget that.
Okay. Let me try, like, attend to this without emotion.
Emma Pidi Murunga, wait, my darling, ne? I love you, ne? Can you please, in the name of the Lord, allow Mutondi to speak? I am asking for her, because the life kicked her out, I brought her back in. Mutondi.
I agree.
Yeah, let me just jump in. Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. I am so glad I came across this line because we were talking about it literally with my husband, and I want to address Mr. Perfect, and I don't blame him, Shem, for the way that he is thinking. It's exactly what I was sharing with my husband, that the way that men are so relaxed nowadays, they don't even make effort to empower themselves with knowledge. You see how, as women, we attend women's conferences, you go to church, you do all these other things, but somehow men believe they are self-sufficient, and that makes them, they're gonna fall behind, unfortunately. Back then, a man's power or pride was in provision or bringing the finances to the table. So now women, we are making money, not just money, a lot of money, more than the men can make. So to a certain extent, it means that a man has lost his value in the household. I'm not going to touch on the matter of giving birth and sperm and all that, but when we are just talking about the issue of provision alone, the man is going to lose power, because I don't need you to buy anything for me. If I'm an independent woman, I can do that for myself. So what men are lacking, so Mr. Perfect, the way he thinks, is most probably how 99% of the men think. And it's because they are not taking this time to empower themselves. They are not self-introspecting. They are not trying to grow their brain. You know that when you're 25, your brain stops growing, right? And all along, it was growing because there are people who are feeding information at school or whatever in your brain. But then when that stops, it means your brain starts going lower. I was shocked when Mr. Perfect said he's 35 years old, because it's not about age, but the way he's talking does not resemble someone who should be mature and running a whole family. He did say that he's married. As a head of a family, I am very disappointed in the way that he's putting his facts across. So he did say that we shouldn't be emotional when we address him. And he said that there are more women than men, because men can marry, in his words, 10 wives in his temple, and women cannot do the same. And I just want to shock you a little bit, because all these things, we've heard them being said back then, like it was a standing thing back then. But the stats have changed ever since. Go and Google now the ratio between men and women. It's just likely, I think, 2% apart. So the rationale that you're saying, one man can be equal to 10 women, it is wrong. Let's start there. Go and check your stats. Then you'll see that men are just 49%, women 51, at most 52%. So that one, just don't use it as a point of argument. So now what I want to talk to, I want to agree with what Pearl was saying, in terms of, the things that you need to assess when you meet your boyfriend or whoever that you're dating, maybe with a view of getting married in future. And I want to call my dear ladies, I know that we are emotional beings, but there are certain decisions in life that
you cannot afford to be immersed in emotions rather than logic. And this is something you need to teach yourself. And those things are, you need to assess the value of that person. What kinds of values are you looking for in a person? If someone is dishonest, if someone, when you are with them, they are on the phone and they lie to someone else, that shows that the person is a liar. So it means that now when you are dating them, don't be shocked when they lie to you and say, I'm 10 minutes away, whereas he knows that he'll arrive in 5 hours. So those are the kinds of values that you need to look at. And I don't really agree with this interview way of finding out information. You're gonna date, you're gonna have conversation, and I would advise that while you are having this conversation, leave the sexual intimacy out of it at first, so that you can be thinking with your brain properly. Because now if you get into the sexual intimacy quickly, then now you are just reminded of these feelings that you get from this man. So if you want to go in it without losing yourself, you need to assess the values before the sex. So when you are having conversations with this guy, you start assessing, okay, is he an honest guy? Is he working? Is he, does he seem like he's financially responsible? How is his relationship with family? Those kinds of things. And honestly, there are those that will come up as red flags, but you might be able to work on them. I believe in knowing. The minute you find out, at least it gives you an opportunity to work on those issues. It doesn't mean that necessarily if you find out he's very close to his mother, then it's a red flag, you are walking away. No, that's an opportunity to say, are you aware of this? How do you view us as a family going forward with this relationship with your mother? And then you just hear how he thinks, and his problem-solving skills. And that will tell you what kind of a person you are getting into a relationship with. So now, when we are talking values, we also talk about intellectual capacity or intellectual intimacy. That's what I like to call it. When you are speaking with this man, is the chemistry in your thinking? Have you ever been in a relationship where that when that person is saying something and you're like, oh, that's exactly what I would have said? That's intellectual intimacy. You guys are in the same wavelength and frequency of thinking, and certain things won't come as a surprise, because even when you are not there with your partner, sort of what kind of decisions he can make, So those are the things that people overlook. And you can see that this guy Shem says stupid things, but then you still pursue a relationship with him. Hey. And now when you start saying stupid things in front of your family, in front of your friends, you act shocked like you never knew. You see? So those are some of the things that we need to really look at. And love is a very small factor, especially when it comes to women, because at most, women are the ones who are supposed to receive the most love from men, rather than us loving. And you are able to see that this relationship is not healthy once you, the woman, starts loving the man more than the man loves you. If you are the one who's following him up, you're the one who's calling all the time, you're the one who's sending him airtime, doing all these things, and also finances, then you must know that you are misplaced. And that causes a lot of anxiety. And in a relationship, it's possible, guys, to have a relationship where you are just at peace. Even when your partner is somewhere out of town, you know that they're saying what they said they were going to do. It is possible. But if we don't do the groundwork right, then it gives us more work to do on the building phase. But if you do the groundwork right and you set the environment right, 90% of your problems are eliminated. So you see, if you have chosen a guy who doesn't lie, you know that a liar, a person who does not lie will not cheat, basically. Because when you ask them about their whereabouts, they'll be very honest. So you've eliminated the cheating aspect. But we love going around picking up the little raindrops from, when the rain is pouring, instead of putting up an umbrella. When you put up an umbrella, you are eliminating how many drops of rain? A lot. But we don't want to do that. We want to go and fight their mother, their sister, black tax, they're abusing him. No, you deal with him. His character will tell you how he then deals with his family. And if you deal with his character and you know that he's a man who has a backbone, then you know that other issues are eliminated automatically. And then lastly, I want to talk about the finances part, because I had to wrestle a lot with finances. I was at a dilemma a few years ago. How many is a few years? I qualified as a chartered accountant when I was 26, and then when in certain professions like engineering, lawyer, or whatever, if you have not met your husband while you are in varsity or training, then it becomes very difficult for someone to get someone who can match your financial muscle, if I can put it like that. So I had to go on a journey of discovery to say, okay, fine, what are the important things that I need to look at when it comes to finances? Of course, having a guy who works or who can bring in the money is good. However, we tend to assess someone based on the symptom. Someone making money is just the symptom, but the root cause is that they are brainy enough, they're intelligent enough to produce the money. And another part of my dilemma was, yes, if I find a man who is at the same level financially right now, and we get married and all that, what then happens should that guy lose his job? Or something happens, maybe he becomes disabled. Why will I be able to stay in that marriage? Because I don't think that marriage is such a serious thing that we cannot base it solely on finances. Does it mean that if my husband becomes disabled tomorrow, then it means the marriage is done? Or if he loses his job, the marriage is done? And the answer is no, because the marriage is not based on finances. It's based on the two individuals who are able to combine and produce so that they can now bring in finances. So if you don't have a man who is capable of producing and making having money come into the house, then that's your biggest problem, not the fact that he has a job or he has money. So those are the things that I just want to challenge Mr. Perfect, my guy. That it's very important to reflect on these certain things and maybe take in new information with regards to how women are thinking nowadays. And according to me, honestly, Queens, I'm so proud of y'all. Queens are doing the most. Like, that's why you can see that a lot of women, after they divorce, they are able to do extremely well. And it shows that women previously in marriage were being oppressed to a point where they could not exercise all their gifts and talents and purpose, and hence they become so depressed and they end up in a psychiatric ward, because the worst thing you can do to yourself is to live a purposeless life where you are just succumbing to what another person's thinking. And I think we have proven in this life that some of these head of the family are not really that great thinkers. So you are submitting under that, you are suppressed, better ways of doing things, but now you can't voice out because it's termed as you not being submissive. So that is where we need to start. Men, this is a call unto you. Go back and do your homework. Go and find out what is exactly submission. Right now you can't use money to say because you are bringing in money a woman must submit to you. No, let's have intellectual intimacy. Let's challenge each other's thinking so that we can grow our family together. And I think that's where we can win as families, because honestly, men and women, we need each other, unfortunately or fortunately.
It's fortunate, my sister. We love our brothers.
We love them so much. So thank you, ladies.
Hey, guys, wait. While you are clapping hands, please remember, there's a podcast episode that I recorded with Mutondi on the Safe Space Chats podcast. More of this You see this presidency that is in the head of Mutondi that she's spitting here on this live, ne? It's also there on that episode. Please go and watch it so that you will be more informed. I also recommend that Mr. Perfect and his family, all of them, they must go and watch that episode that I did with Mutondi. There's a lot that they're going to learn from that.
Thank you, my sister.
Thank you so much, my sister. You dropped gems. Who wants to take it away, guys? Because I do believe that, ladies, you had a lot to say to Mr. Perfect. And I do believe that with what Mutondi has already said, other people also want to add on other things. Please, take it away. Because somebody here was saying, I am really interested in hearing what Murungwa has to say. Murungwa, you are the problem after Mutondi.
No, because I think Mutondi summarized almost everything that I wanted to say. Because number one, I was going to speak about statistics that men are not more than women. Actually, the statistic gaps is very little. Number two is that in terms of divorces, he should have also revisited, because the difference in terms of losses is literally, a 48. And I just went to check as Mutondi was speaking. It's literally a 48-52 difference. So it's not, and also that 52 is women, it's not men. So that automatically tells us that men have succumbed to the fact that women are doing great, women are doing better. And the moment you find a man as frustrated as, not even frustrated, because I'm going to respect his point of view, a man that thinks like Mr. Perfect thinks, right? It's mostly because I feel like exposure is an issue, because I look at my workplace and I look at my colleagues and I know they respect me very much. And even if they won't meddle in my personal life, I feel like those gentlemen would be proud enough to say women are doing better and women have a lot to put on the table. I think it's an exposure thing. If you are always, boxed in, a cage, everything that you see becomes brown or becomes gray. And the moment you find women that are being radical about their thoughts, being radical about their opinions, then you start shaking and you think we are from another planet. But as far as it is, Miss Mutondi covered it all, and I'm happy with what she said, really.
Thank you so much, Morung. I really appreciate you. For me, the one aspect that for me was standing out was the fact that there's a lot of men. That's why I was asking you ladies to allow this person to finish speaking. Because trust and believe, I can see even in the comment section, there's a Zach and whatever who is also agreeing with Perfect, Just to say that Mr. Perfect is not the only man who has this mindset. There's a lot of them who actually think like this. And I'm trying to imagine somebody who is not self-aware, somebody who is not one of the women who are sitting on this live, who is not aware of themselves to a point where they can literally take in whatever that they're being fed. Imagine right now, me, the whole me. I'm sitting here and the man is telling me that I am completely useless. There's absolutely nothing that I bring to the table. And I believe him. Him saying what he has to say is not a problem. Like, is this not my mouth? Did God not give me my mouth? Can I not say whatever I want to say with it? I can. Mara, now, imagine me having to believe these things. The danger is that one for me.
Madam Speaker, my worry also my worry is
Thank you.
I was about to say my worry, and this is a concern. I'm going to sleep with a very sore heart, because we date this man. I'm now also looking at my previous relationship where I'm like, a man will come and convince you that he is better than you, and you are convinced. The moment he steps out, that's where you realize your greatness. And I've been in a relationship where a man thinks like this, where I myself was convinced that maybe this is the reality. But the moment that person left my life, I was really empowered, and I'm very grateful and happy that Mr. Perfect came here, because I'm going to sleep with a sore heart, because I have an opportunity to reflect and clap for myself and be like, girl, at some point you would have knelt for this man and say, Ndibasa Uyu. This is, the king of my heart. Now I know, ladies, can we just reflect and see the things that we settle for, because we are not content and complete. And I went to Mutondi's profile and I looked at her, and she's doing very well for herself. She's a CASA. And what's funny is when we go back to the villages or the townships where we come from, we have friends
that are still stuck in that kind of way of thinking. That's why there will be a lot of women still in generations to come that were not exposed, that still believe in the narrative, and it's up to us to teach each other. I'm very sad.
Hey, thank you so much, my sister. I hear people saying, please give Mr. Perfect a chance to respond and hear what he has to say. You know.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. I thought maybe one woman will just give me one thing, will just tell me one thing, just one thing that women bring to the table, but none of them said one. They were just lashing me left and right, and then they corrected me in terms of numbers, of which I stand to be corrected. It was maybe exaggeration. Thank you very much for correcting me on that point. But at least I wish one woman could just name one thing that women bring to the table. But okay, let me pass there. You see, we don't.
No, don't worry, my brother. We will not pass there. We will go back and revisit that one. But it's fine. You can proceed.
Okay. We as men, majority of us, we don't care about your financial health. When we can take any lady from anywhere. Doesn't matter her situation. We can clean her. We can marry her. When we choose a woman, let's say I pick a woman. My friends will ask me, how does she look like? And I will describe it. She's beautiful, she's curvy, I love her, man. But when you choose a man, your friend won't ask you that. Your friends will ask you, what does he do? What does he do for a living? You see, now they want to know your financial muscles. As men, we don't care about that. So women, you want a lot of things from a man. You want to know how he does financially, his mindset, his intellectual. You have a lot of things that you're checking. We don't check. I can marry you with your empty head, and then I stuck with you for the rest of my life because I love you. That love is unconditional. But if you have to love me based on certain aspect or certain boxes that you have to, that is conditional love because you love me under certain conditions. But now I just take you from the street. I don't care whether your brain is sharp. I don't care how much you have. I'll do everything for you. I can marry. So that is unconditional love. You understand? So in terms of love, we the one who love women, you're just there because of certain things that certain boxes that you tick on us. We don't have boxes to tick when we choose a woman. So I don't see anything that I can say. I can still say, okay, maybe we as men, we are really benefiting a thing from a woman. I think maybe it just helped me with one thing that you say, we as women, we're bringing this. I don't want two, I want one. As to say, you know, Rena as women, this is what we bring to the table. I just thought, please, just that one thing only. Help me with that one
Not
thing.
two. He doesn't want two, guys. He only wants one thing. Not even two. Just one.
Mr. Perfect, you know exactly what women want.
Sorry, yes, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, my husband hates TikTok, hey? But I think he has. But honey, come on. They need to hear this from you.
Haniwa, Mrs. Pell, please, we need to hear this from you. Help us here. We are asking once and once only. We will never ask you for another favor ever again in our lives. Please come to the live.
Yes, that last time he hates social media.
Show, please.
He's going to speak. So that maybe Perfect will learn something.
Okay, thank you.
Sunny Bonan.
Hi, how are you, sir?
I'm well, thanks for asking. I don't know why am I called here, but just a word of advice. I had a question that says, what do women bring on the table? Just on a simple, straightforward thing, women bring.
Guys, is it me?
No, I also lost our brother.
Yes. And just as a way of example, I've got a friend. This friend of mine is married for the Now he chose a woman outside any qualification, a Yebo Baba type of woman. And today he comes to me and say, hey, Mr. So-and-so, I've got a very serious problem. I say, what's the problem? He says, my wife can't do a single thing. When I say he can't do it, I don't mean house chores and what have you. But the wife can't drive. The wife can't spend money. I'm talking about a man who brings money into this house. But the man does not know what to do with the money. So the wife is a problem. The wife can't even look at the house and say, let me change the curtains, let me clean the floor, or let me change the tiles, let me look at the bathroom. You see, if I visit my friend's house, I cringe sometimes because he's the one who decides on these things, and he's not good at deciding on them. So a man who do not know what the woman brings to the table, it's very difficult. I think there is some soul searching the man has to do himself before he says what does the woman bring to it. Thank you.
Yeah. Before you go, my brother. Please. Before you go, can you just tell me one thing that a woman brings to the table, please? One. I've been listening to you talking. I just wanted to bring that one thing.
He's born perfect, but I'm going to tell you what I bring on the table. Since I'm his wife, I bring my brain. Brain is just what I bring. Even if I was not bringing my cookie jar, but my brain is what is going to create the future for us, and his brain is going to create the future for us. So my brain on its own is enough for him. So what was he saying when he was telling his story? The man brings the money, but the wife doesn't know what to do with the money. She can't even go buy the curtains. She can't even see what she needs to change. You need to maintain a house. So he was just making simple examples. He cringes when he goes to his friend's house because the wife is there. She doesn't work. The husband works, brings money, but it's like he doesn't bring any money in the house because the wife doesn't even know what to do with money. Yeah. So now, if you have a wife with a brain, she will know that we need to change this, we need to change it, and not only looking at the house. She will know, it's okay, with the money that you're bringing, let me start a business on the side. Let's do this so that we multiply the money. So the brain perfect is what we are bringing on the table. It's part of it. Very big part of it.
Ladies, can we hear Dumi and Apostle Peb?
Bonene, I am asking in the name of the Lord, my beloved brother Apostle Peño is here by flesh. Please, everybody, I want to hear my brother Apostle Peño. To me, you will speak after him, ne? I'm so happy. You should have seen me dancing on the inside when I saw Apostle Peño requesting. I hope you were able to grasp, Apostle.
Shalom, people of God.
Shalom, men of God.
Yes, what an interesting topic you guys are having here. The first thing that I want to tackle is the minute you hear someone asking you what do you bring to the table, you should ask yourself two questions. Am I being sufficient? Am I being competent? Am I applying myself the right way? Or you ask yourself a second question, is the person who is leading me the right person for me to be in this journey together? That is the two most important questions that you need to ask yourself when the issue of what you bring to the table arises. Now, in the essence of the entirety of the topic, this is where we are supposed to be. A woman brings peace in a home. A man alone in his righteousness and in his creation, he is not enough on his own. No matter how much wealth he can build, he will never be enough on his own because his wealth will only be his alone. The name of a man is known because of his woman. As a pastor, I can attest to this one, to say if my ministry is to grow, if my life is to expand beyond the horizons of my capabilities, it requires for a partner, it requires for a woman who is going to catapult me into the next dimension of my life. Now, if you as a man are unable to lead your woman, your house is going to be empty even in her presence, because you are the one who gives her the key to making sure that your house is a home. I want you to mark those words there. It is no longer a house, it is a home. A woman makes a house a home. That is what she brings to the table. A woman makes a man. A man can make all the money in the world, but until he has a woman in his life, he is not yet a man. Now, the reality of today's society is that we are in competition to be in sync with each other, but we must not desire to be in sync with each other. We must allow each other to flourish in our own different natures, so that at the end of the day, the symbiosis that we are yearning for, it can flow freely without anyone trying to make ends meet. We have women in our society who, when they bring their brains to the table, they can make a tuck shop to become an empire. We have women who can turn around a business into becoming an organization, something that a man did not envision. But because there is a woman here, they bring that substance. Now, turning it back again to the women, I think it is time for you to take charge in the element of you being women. Do not run away from your feminine energy, because your feminine energy is what is required in our society and in the life of the boyfriend that you are living with, the husband that you are living with. Because that energy around, when it radiates in the atmosphere that you find yourself around, you create a space where growth becomes automatic. You create an atmosphere where life becomes easy. You create an atmosphere where flourishing becomes the essence of your everyday life. A boyfriend who cannot lead a woman is a boyfriend that will always ask, what do you bring to the table? Because they think that bringing to the table is centered around the availability of money. Let me tell you something. You can make money and still be an idiot that goes around pimping cars. You are buying cars and you are pimping them, making them to be loud in the society. You are making noise for everyone. But immediately when a woman enters your life, you will start to realize that these things are not what makes a man. It is because a woman brought herself to the table, and her presence made that table a sitting area. It is not, that table is no longer an abandoned place. You are talking about tables now because someone came to it and made it a sitting area. But in the absence of a woman, that table will be an abandoned place. Like many houses, if you go into many houses around, guys who are making money, guys who are earning 90,000 a month, they have fire areas in their houses that they have never set fire on them. But when a woman enters into that house, that fire area becomes a sitting space where you can sit and think and evaluate life. You can look at life in all perspectives. Stop being young boys in grown men's bodies. Stop this mentality of failing to mature in the mind and asking women around what they bring to the table. What have you brought into that table for them to sit at that table and say, now we can use this 10,000 to expand our business. We can use this 15,000 to expand our empire. We can go even an extra mile to go to our farming business and we can expand. I speak this as a pastor, having the privilege of speaking to many different people, to say, I have seen men who have farms and they did not know how to expand those farms. They are always depending on their salaries because they started with their salaries. And immediately when they engage their women into those farms, you realize that this woman This woman is loaded. You have been asking her what she brings to the table, but you never allowed her to open her mouth. You realize that this woman is loaded. She is telling the men what they can do with that farm, what they can do with the cattle that are just lying around. You don't know how to expand and how to use them to grow the business itself. This is what women bring to the table: stability, peace, growth, and maturity within the yard that you have brought them into. And going back to the example that was given by Pearl's husband, it is a very, very serious example that we all need introspection from both the genders, right? We need introspection to say, my husband is making money. How can I apply myself? My wife is making money. How can I apply myself? That is where we have to start. Let women work, and in their working, let us all apply ourselves. Do not be intimidated by the fact that your wife is working or your girlfriend is working, and you are intimidated by the caliber of her employment stature, and you think that now you have to speak over her. Allow her to speak. Allow her to speak. That is why companies have CEOs and subordinates, because now CEOs cannot run businesses alone. They need subordinates to be doing the hard work. That is where women are. They are doing the hard work. You are bringing money. You think that it is all. Do you know the labor that it takes to run a house? I will stop there for a minute so that we can allow others to speak.
Thank you, man of God. Thank you. Yeah, no, man of God always leaves me shocked. No words. I can't add anything or subtract anything, whether we are agreeing or disagreeing. This is just me. I'm always like this. To me.
Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Yeah, I'm a bit nervous. It's my first time joining you live today.
Welcome. Feel at home.
Thanks. I just want to address the point, yeah, Mr. Perfect, where he said we must give one example of what do women bring to the table. And I want to start where he was mentioning about the fertilizations and everything. A simple example, Mr. Perfect. As a man, when you cry, you always say Maui. You always start by saying Maui. Whenever you are in trouble or whenever you are facing difficulties and life is very hard, sometimes you wish, or most, I'm not saying everyone, but most, you wish you can go and cry to your mother. Do you know why is that the reason? The reason is because your mother, or okay, a female, let me not say mother. A female is a person who gives you peace. A female is a person who gives you comfort. You understand? A female is a person who along he nurtures you to feel better about yourself. So when you say you don't understand what do women, you're getting it really, really wrong, my guy. And secondly, one thing you must understand, I'm gonna give an example ka pregnancy. The level of pain that women go through within the 9 months, the trimesters that they have and everything, there's a lot of depression that's there. If you as a guy were to undergo that depression, if you as a guy were to undergo all those treatments and pains, and you will not survive. You will not survive. That's why you need to understand, at the end of the day, a woman, women are very strong in their own way, not like us. As men, we are very vulnerable, and then reproductive vulnerability masculine and the level of financial stability that you understand. And one thing you must now, okay, I'm gonna give another example of myself. When I was single, I always thought, I always thought what I don't. But the moment I was in a relationship, in a very, very healthy, nice relationship, with the little that I'm in, my lady was able to bring stability to the overall. And like, sharp, so short. The only problem you were just committing yourself to a lot of things. You were not being necessary. So to say is nothing that a woman brings to the table. It's totally wrong. I can assure you today, not at my age, I wouldn't have had the things that I have. It was not the advice of my ex who I dated and also of my current partner opening me. Because at some point they should be direction. Pastor was speaking right now. I will allow for men. You have money, all you do with your car, with your thing, stuff like that. I was once like, it's a stage already as a guy when you grow up, you will go through because you can go along for it, wabapala, wagruba, change away in 3 years, all those kind of stuff that are nice. And you think up until that, and you know what today I can even cook. So if I'm not cooking, she will cook. I have a proper meal. I guess I shall go for starting. I shall go to the restaurant. This ability. Nowadays, you can see okay, you have a woman. It's not like where you're financially paid. Just that we just overthinking on and I find myself
to me, I don't know if it's only me, but I'm now starting to battle to hear you. There's a lot of sound that is in the background, and you are saying something which is so, you know what, profound. I really wanted to hear everything that you're saying, but there's a lot of background noise.
I don't know. How is
Now,
it now?
yeah, now I can hear you proper.
Oh, okay. Askis.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So as I was saying to Mr. Perfect, women they bring direction in our life as men. And the sooner we realize, especially if has pure intentions for you, I tell you, my guy, you can achieve a lot of things. And when you are head, when your friends head you look starting as much most definitely you gonna cry to your mother, or you're gonna cry to your life partner, or you're gonna cry to your wife. That's why so that should tell you our lives.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the 2 cents.
Thank you so much, my brother.
Hey, thank you so much, speakers, especially the men. And Mr. Perfect, as for me, I've been listening for the past 45 minutes now, and I've been shocked every time when you open your mic and you ask us what do we bring. When not in your case, the way you are, your wife bring esteem to you because you have the title of husband, Shem. If you have not had all these women and all these great men here, these great women and great men here, all I can say to you is the only thing, until you open your mouth, the only thing that your wife is bringing to you or a woman is bringing to you is the stigma of being a husband.
I don't know if maybe at this point, Mr. Perfect, would you say that maybe because you were saying that we as women, we were too emotional, so you were unable to hear us? I don't know if maybe because now you had 1, 2, 3 male perspectives, were you able to get the answers that you are looking for in terms of what women bring to the table?
Okay, I think maybe that's a harsh question that I've asked. It's not the right question to ask because maybe it triggers other people the other way around. Okay, I'll start with Tumi. Tumi, you've heard my question. I did not say If a man cries, you say, "You my way." I did not say what is it that your mother brings to the table, but rather your wife. So you were speaking of a relationship between a mother and a child.
My brother, I
which
think
is
you are
out of
intentionally
context. So I'll go to Apostle.
My brother, you know what? I've been on your side the whole time, but I feel like you are deliberately just choosing to filter out what people are saying, and you are choosing things that are comfortable for him.
No, he's not listening. He's
No.
not listening to anything.
Madam
So you mean to
Speaker,
tell me out of
Madam,
everything
I'm
that
gonna
Tumi
say
sang,
this.
that Tumi said, all you heard is I'm not talking about your mother. But Mamudimu.
Madam Speaker, I'm gonna say one thing about Perfect.
Yes.
Perfect, he does not see his wife. That's all I'm gonna say. He does not see his wife. He can say it out of his mouth that I do see my wife and I do respect my wife. But no, he does not see his wife. He does not respect his wife. You see this example of saying there's nothing special about giving birth. Cows and donkeys do that. It highlighted everything about how he sees his wife. He does not see his wife, nor respect his wife, because he's like, nothing is special about you. My mother gave birth to me, so what? A lot of women give birth, so what? Don't tell me about the pain. You see, I think his wife, when he comes back from the hospital, he's like, there's nothing special about you. He won't even take care of his wife. You see, I've engaged with him the other day. He said he does not do any cooking whatsoever. He will wait for his wife until she comes back from work and she will be the one to do all that. So if it means the kids are going to starve, they are going to starve because he's not going to touch the pot and whatsoever while he married his wife. He does not see his wife at all. Akamuboni. Ukumhlonipha ke, akamuhloniphi.
Madam, something. Okay.
May I please say something?
Okay.
Yeah. I think let's follow the order. Murungwa and then me, then Apostle.
Okay.
You will get a surprise divorce.
This is the approach I'm trying to take. I'm not giving up on Perfect as a person. I was hurt, but I'm not giving up. Perfect, I'm not going to give you a long story and lecture. I'm going to give you bullet points, and then you are going to, invalidate them how you feel and give me reasons why, right? And before I give you these bullet points, I just also want to clarify, because you mentioned something about when girls tell their friends that they have a boyfriend, the first question is, what does he do? But it's not the same for men. Maybe it's not the same for your circle, but I know a lot of men that will literally say they want a woman that is doing something and that can add to their life. But here's my point. Women bring structure. Women bring stability. Women provide. Women bring security. I'm not going to speak about soft skills because you already invalidated those from your fellow men. I'm speaking about structure, stability, security. What else did I forget they were for? Structure, stability, security. Okay, let's just stick to this 3 for now.
Okay. Guys, I hope these are our parting words, ne? So that means we're not coming back to Miss Pearl, we're not coming back to Murungwa, because we have to wrap up. All right. So we are going, Ntondi.
Yes, thank you. I think based on what Mr. Perfect, I mean, it's you against the whole world. It cannot be that everyone else is just talking nonsense, but you're the one who's correct. So I think it's time for introspection. And I was really hurt when you said that when he looks for a wife or a girlfriend, he doesn't care about all these things like brain, finances, and all that, which explains exactly what kind of a woman did you marry. So if you are not looking for brains, it just tells us what is happening there in the background. But anyway, moving right along. Those who know me, I'm good. I'm big on personal development. So in other words, I've already diagnosed some of the things that I see. And there might be underlying issues, maybe upbringing or, childhood trauma, whatever. But I am calling you to go and search
for yourself and find yourself and love yourself enough so that when you come back, you're not going to come and bleed on us as women, because I sense a lot of anger and resentment towards women because you believe we don't have anything to offer. So I am calling you to go and do some personal development, go and find yourself. So that's it. I think for me, I'm not going to engage anymore on this one. I've learned a lot from everyone on the panel. Thank you so much, Apostle. Thank you, Morunga, and everyone else. I don't want to mention names, but yeah, we are really learning a lot. And this is another call. My husband is here sitting. He just came back from church. I've been telling him that there are a lot of men who are thinking like Mr. Perfect. So it's his duty to host men's conferences.
Yes.
So that men can
Yes.
be empowered. Thank you very
My
much.
sister, please remind him. He promised me that he's going to do men's conferences, and I said I'm going to support. I'm still standing by my words. Remind him. We are behind him.
I'm just trying to get the perfect date. I'm actually going to host it.
I trust you, my brother, and I'm right behind you.
Come as well.
Okay.
Hey, it's an emergency. Free ticket. Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Can I
Apostle?
wrap up and go, Madam Speaker, because I'm about to get out of the house.
Okay.
Madam Speaker and every lady who was listening. So this is what I mean when I say you must interview that man. When you're done interviewing the man now and you feel that, okay, the list is met, now you are on probation, you are not in love. You are on what? Probation. Just like you'll be on probation at work, 3 months probation. If in that 3 months you see red flags, ungabegezeli, girl. Just check out and say, you know what, contract Elena, we're not gonna hire you permanently, brothers, because you have not met the net. You did not meet what needs to be met after this probation. You don't just go and fall enough, because you know what, divorce papers, this is when that's when you're like, you know what, I can't do this anymore. I am strained, I am tired, I'm depressed. I come back to the same man who thinks this way every day. Then you watch, you say, I am filing for divorce. You see, but when you do your interview properly,
I don't know.
you do your
Am I
probation
audible?
properly.
Uh,
Yeah, you audible, Apostle. When you do all those fact checks, kahle, you are in that marriage for life. Voortstoot. You're not gonna find hiccups within the marriage and all this stuff. It's very important you do that interview, ladies, because look at this every day. Imagine your husband
Yeah.
thinking that you are a donkey. There's nothing special about you.
you are a donkey.
Yeah, donkeys give birth, cows give birth, moo. Eh?
Thank you, my
That one of donkey. Hi.
Thank you, my sister. Thank you, Miss. Guys, I am really rushing you guys. Like, my phone is ringing and I'm busy hanging up. Ne? I apologize. Thank you, Miss Pearl. Apostle? Apostle? Sakwi, obviously you're going to be last. Sakri, you are the co-host. Okay, I think Apostle is struggling with the network. I think that's why earlier on he was asking, can you guys hear me? Because I can see it's got like one bar. To me, your parting words, my brother?
Yes, ma'am.
All I can say is that love is a beautiful thing, guys, and the is working faithfulness. As long as you commit yourself to love and commit yourself to your partner, you can never go wrong.
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much, my brother. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for your contribution towards this topic. You know, we really needed these male voices in here. Mr. Perfect, what are your parting words, my brother?
Oh, okay. I just want to thank you for the time and opportunity that you gave me, because if you were too emotional, you would have just kicked me out of the panel, but you were patient enough with me. Well, I've been listening. I tried to pick some things that I could especially when Apostle came in, but then he tried to approach this in a very religious manner, because that's not how I think we should approach life. When we try to solve life problems, we don't need to approach them in a religious manner, because there will be stipulating beliefs and stuff, and we need more of reasoning than quoting of scriptures.
Hey.
But I really appreciate whatever that he have contributed. I believe is what he believes, and I will do introspection. I was advised to do introspection. I will sit down myself and think about maybe something will click, especially if there were enough reasons and stuff. But I will just try to formulate some reasons for women that will convince me, because I couldn't get few or one or two. But thank you very much for an opportunity that you gave me. I hope I'll join you again next time.
My brother, next time, people are saying when you request next time, I must not accept you. I mean, I'm telling you, my brother, perfect. I'm going to accept you, because we need the balance. We need people like you to come and share their opinions publicly, so that we can see what is happening in other people's heads. And I'm definitely going to accept your request even next time. Thank you so much, my brother. I appreciate you. Apostle, you are still unable to connect.
Okay.
Apostle. Yeah, hey, we are struggling. Oh, I almost forgot Lost Identity up there.
Can I?
Yes, we can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, man of God.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Hey, Shano, we are having a problem there, Apostle. I can hear you when you speak, but it's cutting. Someone is saying life is a madam speaker in Yaka wine. Yeah, you get yourself a bottle of wine. You see me, I've been drinking water. I've been drinking appetizer. I've been drinking coffee. I've been drinking everything for this life. That's how hectic it was. Lost Identity?
Yeah, this week's live is
Am I audible now?
I'll let Apostle go first.
Okay, yes. Apostle, your parting words?
Thank you. I'm having network problems. But I was hearing you guys on the other side, and I heard Mr. Perfect when he was speaking about religious perspectives and stuff like that. I believe we must mature beyond our thinking patterns, so that we can be able to appreciate life in its holistic view. So if we are always going to focus life on other ends, and we do not have a holistic view of how life is coming, then we have a distorted way of thinking, and that is very, very wrong. And no one quoted scriptures here. I try by all means to not get super weird about scriptures when I come to this platform, and I have been upholding that norm for the longest time now.
But also Apostle, you could have quoted scriptures if you wanted to, and we would relate. Yes, but I didn't hear you quote a scripture though. Mr. Perfect is hearing his own thing. It's fine.
Yeah, and this is to you as a man, and from me as a man. I want you to develop a habit of empowering your woman. Then you would know what she brings to the table. And to all the men that are here, learn to empower your woman, and she'll become more attractive as the day comes and as the day goes. Empower your queen, empower your princess, give her all that she needs, and all that you are is a representation of what she will give you back. If she doesn't bring anything to the table, it's because you haven't set anything on the table for her to bring. So whatever it is that you are looking at, when you look at your wife, when you look at your girlfriend, know that it is what you are pouring out. And if you don't like what you are looking at, then maybe you should change what you are pouring out to her. And hopefully by the graces of God, you will look at her and she will be enough. Thank you. I'm having network problems. I wish I could say more. May God bless you, people of God.
Thank you so much, man of God. We appreciate you so much, as usual. We appreciate you. Lost Identity, it's you, then is our co-host. Lost Identity, going once, going twice.
Right. I wish I could say more, but I'm having network problems.
Yeah. No, it's okay.
Yes,
It's fine. We are wrapping
I
up.
wish I could say more, but I'm having network problems. May God bless you, people of God.
Thank you so
Have a
much, man
blessed
of God.
night.
Thank you so much. Same to you. Okay, so can you wrap it up for us, my darling?
Guys, this has been anyway, I think there was somebody who said who wanted to know briefly what we were talking about. So
Okay.
I grabbed 3 things here. We spoke about the kind of partner that we should how we should choose a partner. In other words, your future husband, your future whatnot, your future husband, your partner. In all, how we should choose them. We should not focus too much on love because that lands us in a ditch. Other things matter, like having a person who understands that there are no gender roles. What do you bring to the table? What is that brain of yours bringing from both sides, right? And also, we also learned, we are not donkeys, guys, but we also learned that there are men who think that women, I don't even think this man thinks we are utensil. I don't know what he thinks he is. Maybe we are the extras in life. That's what he thinks women are. He thinks he can get a woman to sleep with on the street. He thinks he can get a helper to come and clean. He can get a donkey to give birth for him. In other words, so we just learned that we're gonna push. I will also keep reminding Madam Speaker to push Mtondi for her husband to host that men's conference, because our children, I'm not even speaking for us, our children are going to get such husbands, and it's going to be a problem. What I want to say to Mr. Perfect is, I don't know if you were trying to be the opposition of the conversation to keep it going, but I am starting to strongly believe this is how you think.
No, that's what Miss Pearl said. That
Miss
Miss Pearl said this is how he thinks every day, because he always joins us
I
live.
feel that you really need to attend the men's conference. You really need, because I'm afraid for the children you are raising. Even your wife is an adult, she can decide otherwise. But those children, that boy who's going to marry somebody's daughter, you're number way. It's not gonna work out. You really need to introspect. You really need to find the value in women. Remember, without a woman, you wouldn't even be existent here. And one important thing I want you to learn from this life and any other life going forward, and when you come back, if you ever have anything bad to say about a black woman, write it down. I don't want to insult anyone, but write it down and go give it to your favorite woman that you love in this world and see if they will appreciate that. Don't come to lives and disrespect us. Speak to us in a way that it's respectful. Also, the last thing would be, please follow. You see those men who were on this panel, follow them. They will add something, man. They will add, my brother. Follow them.
Hey, thank you so much, Sabi. I really, really appreciate you. Mina, my parting words, guys, would be that I wanted it to sink in for us to be aware of the types of people that we have to coexist with on a daily basis. It's very, very important for us to be aware of our surrounding and people that we coexist with on a daily basis. Because like when he was saying that he appreciates that I didn't kick him out, I could never do that, because I do understand that I have to coexist with people who like literally, it's like walking down the street of MTN Taxi Rank. There's a pastor there at MTN Taxi Rank, there's a thief there, there's literally everything good and everything bad walking down the streets of MTN Taxi Rank. And that is literally how life is in general. And you have to maneuver and coexist with people who have different mindsets. At the same time, you have to be aware of yourself, safeguard yourself, because you can't get rid of these people. You can't get rid of anyone, but you can do the work on yourself to become a better person, so that you can protect yourself and those that are around you from certain people and certain things. You get what I mean? So basically, that is my biggest lesson from this live. And also, I just want to say thank you so much to every single person who joined, including Mr. Perfect. We will coexist with you. We don't want people who always agree with us all the time. Even people who don't agree with us, or people who are expressive of how they feel about us, we need them to come forward and speak so that we can learn and realize. Wake up and get off our high horses and understand that we're on planet Earth, and these are the type of people that we're dealing with on planet Earth. A big shout out to our co-host Sagwi. Please go over to her side and also follow her. A big shout out to every single person who contributed towards the conversation, whether it was via you joining the live or it was via you just typing it out on the comment section. I really appreciate every single one of you. Those who came in late, those who came in late, please hop over to YouTube. The entire live, hey, I think we broke the record today. The entire live is there. It's more than 120. It's more than 2 hours long, this live. This is probably the longest live that we have ever done. But yeah, it's worth you listening to, because you will get to learn different perspectives, and it's not going to be one of those lives where it's always make me feel good. No, it's gonna make me feel good. It's gonna challenge you as well, and it's gonna make you aware of the fact that we coexist with different people in this world, you know. Yeah, with that being said, guys, my phone has been ringing off the hook. I think maybe there's an emergency or something like that. I have to love you and leave you. God bless you. Good night. Sakwi, love you. See you on the flip side.
YouTube.
All right, then. Good night, everybody.
You just search Madam Speaker on
it's
YouTube.
Madam Speaker.
Yeah.
You'll find a picture there. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Good night, everybody. Thank
Okay,
you
good
for
night, guys.
everybody's followed me. Thank you. I'll see you on the next live, random ones, and the for sure Thursday one.
All right. Thank you so much. Sharp.
Good night.
Good night.
Madam Speaker, thank you very much for your time and